First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. Crystal Edge Technology Screens is for our gunmetal technology and dedicated church. Screen paints are going to be at. And our FLE company, which we're still working on changing that. But anyway, I'm here to talk about, first things first, let me get this music out of here because we're using copyrighted music. We should not be using that. Come on, get out of it. Get it? Really? All that today? Just need to get to my section where I need to be at. Hold on, people. Computer wants to have a fight with me over here. So I'm going to come out of this option altogether. Come on, be nice. Where are you at? Where are you playing at? Right here. All right. Let me see. We're not going to need this first. We're basically right now just doing my... There we go. Back to where it was. There we go. Fight with that a little bit. I'm fighting a little bit there. Alright, so we're over here. This entire screen is made completely out of cardboard. I like the cardboard screens. As a matter of fact, they're very cheap to put together, not expensive. I have some neon lights to my screen when I get around to it. But anyway, yeah. So this screen is completely made out of all cardboard. It's using United States Postal Service shipping boxes. I got some boxes coming in from Uline and some very heavy cardboard. And I mean heavy duty cardboard. I mean literally you have to cut this up with a saw. You cannot use a pair of scissors because you will break them. And show you it's in the United States Postal Box. There we go. So it's pretty easy to put together. The last time I did one I actually taped it, which you can see the tape marks all through the screen. And that got to be annoying, which is to show you that you can actually paint over cardboard. This one I did a little different. I actually glued it down block by block. And I used everyday duct tape as a way of clamping it tighter together, so that way it would have a more of a tighter, how can I say this? A tighter compressed lock box. I don't know how I would put it. Well, basically just clamped it so basically it would fit tighter to one to another. Okay, that's a better way of putting it. So these cardboard box screens, I freaking love them. Now, if you're not a big fan of the lines going back and forth, I did do one with a putty job. I'll be showing that off soon. I'm still working on that screen right there. And those funny wedge screens on the corner, I'm going to be using those for a projector mapping application. My entire screen here is actually cardboard. This is all cardboard right here. And this is using my 50 lumen Magsonic projector right there. 50 lumens on my screen there to display my little anime slideshow. So everything here I'm just building from cardboard. I freaking love it. This right here is a stand that I'm putting together, and this allows me to take this projector and fit it here so it sits portrait, because I want to do a portrait screen here. I want to do my other projector here, and I want to have another one that stands up because my table's coated in this technology also. I'll show you. So the entire table is coated in FLE technology. So basically, if I want to project off the table, I have that capability. But as I said before, I want to do something with a portrait mode for this one. So I'm going to do a test run today on our new box stand, which means the projector will fit right in here nicely, tilt it up, and just go to my computer and just change my settings to portrait, and then I got portrait. So I don't want to do portraits on this side. I got the Dell coming in for this side. This is all going to be 300 lumens, 50 lumens for this side. And then I got another piece coming up, which is all made out of cardboard, to attach to that right there. But until then, this is my cardboard projection screen. And mind you, the paint on here is a ship back, which means if you don't know anything about our ship back policy, if a customer makes a claim about our product, we do have them, or he or she ship the product back. So that way we can test it on a YouTube Live. This is one of our guarantees that our products work 100% without any problems. We do this in fully lit environments. And of course we use this on a projector that again will be way below their projector specifications. We do this on our 720p projectors. This right here is my Sony CS4 projector at 1000 lumens, 600 by 800 SVGA projector at 1000 lumens. Show you that it's on. And this is the projector we use in the ship back, or something probably lower than that. And the reason why we do that is because, again, I do respect my customers' opinions, but keep in mind we do test our products more than anyone else does. Anybody else not match our test demonstrations. Heck, they can't even match our basic demonstrations that we do on our products. But all our products tested before it ships out the door, has a batch number, is tested before it ships out, and then we can require you to do a ship back, which you can bring it back here and retest it all over again. Now, I have no idea what screen paint company has a guarantee like that. So, again, you have to be to stand behind your product. I'm going to tell you right now, from some of the stuff I've already tested already, and I'm talking about as in high grade screen paints, all the way down to minimum, your stuff ain't good. It's not going to pass any form of ship back, any form of batch number. I'm just going to put it out there. You have not us to worry about. You got the Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherman Williams, that old section of tones. That stuff can wipe you out easily, very, very easily. I've done the test already. Did off camera. Did it off camera with a couple companies, big companies too at that. Your stuff matched. It matched. So yeah, I would be concerned about that. But anyway, they can't do a ship back. It's virtually impossible because in a ship back, you have to do black versus black. You have to do white level tests. You have to do this in fully lit environments, and you have to do the projector with a lower caliber than the projector that the customer was using. If you're using a high-grade machine, then no, that's not fair because, again, if the customer doesn't have a 2 million to 1 and you do, then you have an advantage point over the customer, and you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, this projector right here, contrast, doesn't have one. It literally doesn't have one. I looked it up. I couldn't find. There's no contrast reading for this projector. It didn't really have contrast for these projectors when they came out. Mine, the reason it has a 4.3 is because it can only do a 4.3. It doesn't have 16:9 option capabilities.
Oh, excuse me. I'm hoping you could help me. I'm looking for something that's gonna make my skin look.
Yeah, as you can see, it's running nicely, isn't it? Screen's running nicely. You don't see the whole cushion effect. You get the cushion effect when the screen's wet. That's when you see the cushion effect. That's where it looks like a leather sofa. But once it dries, it looks like a panel system. That's what it looks like. So what you saw in the demonstration yesterday was a screen that was actually half wet. And this screen is fully dry now. And we still can maintain on a half wet screen to show you how amazing this technology is. So yeah, I did an experiment with one with some putty, put it in the corners and everything, and man, it came out smooth as glass. It's going to be fantastic for ultra short or anything else I want to do with it. And again, it's extremely cheap, and I mean extremely cheap. I've bought all different types of fixed frame screens. Well, motorized projection screens, you're not going to really do this because a motorized projector screen is a motorized projector screen. There's no getting around that one. But I've built all kinds of fixed frame screens. I bought them, I built them. It's cheaper to build than to buy. It really is cheaper to build than to buy. A lot cheaper. Because again, if you pay for an elite screen, you're really going to pay the daylights out of the frame. Even though the frame is definitely worth it because it's aluminum. It's lightweight. I can pick up 126 and carry it down a driveway, which I've done already. Where the cheaper screen is going to be more of a more heavier metal, where it's going to be really heavy to lift that thing up, like the Shelby, which was the equivalent of lifting a 57 Chevy car door up and down the stairs. That thing was freaking heavy. That was a heavy freaking screen. It was 92 inches. It was heavy. I couldn't imagine that thing at 150 inches. I really couldn't imagine it. No way in the world I'm moving that thing by myself. Anyway, so I've bought enough screens to know that there's a lot of things with fixed frame screens that if you get the wrong one, you're definitely going to pay for it. And you're going to pay 150, 160, 170, 180. You're going to pay some money for it. This cost me $2. $2, that's it. Cardboard I went out, that's free. Tape that I purchased to make sure I clamp it down nicely, $1. And the Elmer's glue, $1. That's it. Now if I want to putty it up real nice, smooth it down, another $1. I go to the dollar store and buy my stuff. The rollers, $1. Yeah. Now, for those of you saying, well, the paint costs $300 and $400. Yeah, it does cost $300 and $400. But our technology can take out $5,000, $7,000 projection screens. As a matter of fact, I got a nice collection of diamond technology underneath my desk. Those screens cost $3,000 to $4,000. Now, when people sit there and they complain about how it's too much money, well, look, here's the thing. We're not, when we go to these form sites, we don't go over to the great paints. You know why? Because they're not on our level. They can't even do anything that our screens are designed to do at all, period. So We got no business being in that section at all, period. We're more likely in the TV section and the gunmetal screens. This is where we sit at. You know, $80,000, $50,000, $90,000 TVs, and anywhere between $7,000 to $8,000 projection screens. That's where we stand at. So our customers who do not want to spend that kind of money for a projection screen to get a high grade quality, our customers don't go near great screens at all, period, because they consider them to be budget products. That's why they won't touch them. Our customers are the people that will go out and spend $7,000 and $8,000 for a projection screen. Now, a lot of you know, I talk to them all the time. They just don't want to spend that kind of money. You ain't gonna take a $7,000 screen and stick it to your ceiling. You're not gonna take a $7,000 screen, you're gonna stick it to your floor. Can't do that, because you'll damage the screen if you walk on it. And if it's up on the ceiling, God knows what may happen to it up there. And then you're not going to take that screen outside either. You're not dragging that screen outside. I've never seen a gunmetal screen outside ever. But our technology can do that. And again, it does not require expensive projectors at all, period. So, you know, now for the other half that may not have the money to pay $7,000 or $5,000 for a projection screen, they still buy our product. You know why? Because they can get a technology that's more advanced than a $7,000, $5,000, or $3,000 projection screen and still get a more superior technology. Hardest screen to beat, the hardest screen to beat is the daylight. It is the darkest. The ones I've seen so far, you're going to have a struggle on that one. And you can't stick that screen in your comfortable little ambient light controlled environment. It has a 0.8 gain sticking on this thing. So you're going to have it in a fully lit environment, an area where your screen can't maintain. Keep in mind, the hardest thing about that screen, I told you before, if you're not used to maintaining in fully lit environments and you're used to cheating those contrast levels by being in these dark environments, that screen doesn't require it at all, period. You can't pass that screen, you won't pass the rest of them. Yep. And that screen doesn't change colors either. Once you put it up there, it is what it is. So that's the reason why we can get what we can get for our products. As a matter of fact, I have people keep commenting me back and forth talking about why you selling it for so cheap. It should be more expensive than that. Because when I got a fellow who comes in who's got $50,000 burning a hole in his pocket, and he'll sit there and say, well, hey, do me a favor, change my mind. Show me at the end of the day why your screen paint is more sufficient, more advanced than the screen I'm about to spend the money for right now. And we can show them. That's why they buy. And I'm sitting here having this conversation about this. You know, interesting. I'm sitting here having this conversation, talking to you about this, and my screen is only $2. My projector cost me $70. I'm in an environment that most people can't even survive it with their projection screens. They can't even register in here, and I can take out any one of the certifieds under my desk at $2. So when you tell somebody you're saving the money, you can't save the money if the setup costs you more at the end of the day. You're not saving any money. Where are you saving money at? You spend money for a gray screen paint, you're going to have to go out and buy for a projector of a very high advanced contrast level. This is going to cost you money. It's not going to be cheap. Contrast is not cheap. They'll charge you for that. You don't get that for free. You're definitely going to have to use some form of ultra short throw, because you're not using long throw in that, because again, the distance throw will rip up in a fully lit environment, which you can't use anyway. You'll have to be in an ambient light controlled environment to begin with. So you'll be turning your living room into a cave, regardless of what they said. You're going to be in a cave environment. Maya, I showed you in the demonstration, if a simple cell phone flashlight can basically disrupt a gray screen, what do you think will happen when you turn your actual lights on? This is why in all demonstrations, when you watch your screens, they're in ambient light controlled environments. That's why. So you have these ultra short throw. You got to sit right up on top of the screen. That's going to cost you money too. Ultra short throws are not cheap, especially with a high amount of contrast, even more money. You're going to be required to have 4K. You're definitely going to need that, because you can't pick up the detail and the refined image that a black screen can register on. So you're definitely going to spend more money than that. So you're going to spend a couple grand. So altogether, you're talking about roughly, you're going to spend anywhere between maybe $2,700 to $3,100 for your projector. Because whatever they're using in that demonstration is what you're going to have to use or better in order to achieve the same picture quality. And for those people who argue with me on that one, says, no, that's not true. Well, if that's the case, then why in the world would I spend $3,100 for a projector when I can get one at $50 to $100 that can do the same thing? How come they don't all look the same? My customers go outside with their projection setups with our technology. Oh, same thing like our demonstrations. You're going to spend more money. Or if you want better, you're going to spend a little more money. So it's going to cost you more money. More like this. Now, I guess the theory they use is, oh, black screens can't read. Or we can't pick up any images whatsoever. We come up too dark. Well, I have way more customer testimonies than you have at the end of the day showing my products not only inside but outside. I also have it on site. At one site, like I said, I literally walked through an entire office commercial environment with a $178 ultra short throw, and I use a Sony VPL FA30. We use it much because we had to be in there for ultra short throw just about everything, because again, they didn't want 4,000 lumens blasting someone in the face every time they walk past the projector. They wanted ultra short throws in the setups. So I was able to run through that entire environment, even show a technology that can push through sunlight. So we utilized the entire building. We didn't have to change the lighting or nothing, or basically disrupt anything in the environment. Everything just stayed the same as we worked in the environment, excuse me. Yeah, and then the other setup, we stuck a screen in the window at 100, that's a 150-inch screen sitting in the window, and pushed fish right through the glass. So if that's the theory that black technology comes with too dark, well, and it's going to be a very difficult claim to prove in court. Extremely difficult. But my theory on gray screens and white screens don't register is actually true. Because again, I used to make gray screen paints back in the day. You can't read an infinity contrast level. It's virtually impossible. Even the people who make those products in that form site, even they admit that. You can't read it. So, bottom line is, our technology, whatever we code it to, becomes a high-performance projection screen. Where is, we got in the other box, too, on top of that. And it cost me next to nothing. Do you know how much money my setups cost? They're very cheap. As somebody who basically commented on one of my setups for the ceiling and screens display I was doing in one of the demonstrations, like, wow, that must cost you a lot of money. No. Projector on the floor cost me $150. It was a BenQ. And the other one was an NEC that cost me $130 that I used in the demonstration. And the projector for the floor cost me $60 because that was my NEC projector that I got from $60 for a church. I bought 5 of those because they were under $200. So no. Not even the big boys you see stacked over there. Nope. You got the Sony at the top. That cost me $300. Chrissy right there at the bottom. That cost me around $450. And then we have the Chrissy at the bottom. That's a 720p model right there. That's the one we use outside for the big screen. You see partial of that one. That cost me $270. That's it. So a person who's using one projector at $3,100 on a gray paint, and I got 2 projector displays in an environment at $180 to a ceiling, $150 to a screen on an ultra short throw at $60. And then another one I can turn on display to the floor. My floor surface was about 150 inches. Didn't pay anything. So the benefits of our technology is the fact that you can go in and you can buy a projector like this and get an image like this off a surface that costs you $2. And it doesn't make a difference on your border because it's a borderless technology. Borderless is not required. That's why people paint the entire walls with our technology, because again, they can adjust any size you want. The 235.1 settings, you can't do that on a gray screen. That's why you have to go down to silver ticket and you have to go buy those curtains, to push across your screen to give you the illusion that you have full black bars from top to bottom. Not gonna work. Say if you build a screen at 235.1 in gray, you still can't read contrast and color. You still got to be in a dark environment, so that depletes that altogether. Doesn't work at all. Doesn't make a difference. Get a gray motorized projection screens, you're going to lose about 6 inches off your screen. Pretty much, chances are, actually it's 8 because you got 2 basically for the top. Even though the top is wide, you still have 2 there. So you're going to lose 2 inches for your left and right and your bottom. Black technology doesn't worry about that. We can expand our screen size because we code over that. We don't need a border. Well, I don't need a border if my screen's 100% black. So I get an extra 8 inches on a screen that's 92 inches that I paid for, which comes down to 100 inches. I paid 92. I paid the money for a 92 inch. I end up with a 100 inch screen. And I can adjust the border any way I want. I can make it micro thin, whatever I want to do. If we're doing a 235.1, I don't have to worry about the little zebra effect. Now the zebra effect is when you have a screen that's gray. And then you have, if you do a 16:9 and a 235.1 setting, what's going to happen is you're going to have these bars at the bottom, here and here. That's what you're going to have. At 4.3, at 16:9, you're going to have your bars here and here on each side. So at 235.1, if I'm losing you here, hopefully I'm not, you will notice that if you do a 16:9 and a 235.1 format setting and a 16:9 screen, you're going to get little bars because it doesn't fit all the way over. You have to have a screen designed for a 235.1. But say you've got a projector like the D-Sonic, you have that option, and you don't have that screen, you just have 16:9. Then you're going to have the bars at the bottom. You're going to have your black trim and the bars. We call it a zebra effect because you got a stripe thing going on there. So what you got to do is they make these curtains you put across here and here to make it look like you don't have the gray screen. You can cover up the gray screen. You can cover up the white screen. You hear what I'm saying? You have to cover it up with a black curtain in order to get the real effect of it all. But if your technology is already black, you don't have to worry about the curtain. So if the product was so advanced, why would I be buying a curtain to cover it up? There you go. Yep, got to cover it up. Does gray and white screens work for projector mapping application? No, they don't. They don't actually pick up. Problem is the contrast levels don't pick up at all. Contrast is extremely important for projector mapping applications. I've had multiple companies buy our technology because they use it for spraying over objects that they're going to use for projector mapping. They've already tried white screens, they tried gray screens, it doesn't work. Let me pass all that. Thank you. There we go. So that becomes the headache. Now I'm going to be doing some projector mapping pretty soon, our cardboard box display. This one's going to be much cheaper. Actually, this one's only going to cost me $1 put together because my glue is about $1. I go to dollar, so I pick up some Elmer's glue for around $1. Get it for $1. And the surface we have right there, these are our wedge cardboard boxes. We're going to build an amazing display for our projector mapping applications. Because I want to do something where I can map each strip, or I might do a side. I might do something pretty cool with that. I want to do something interesting with that. I want a whole abstract design in that. That's going to have to be sprayed in because there's no way in the world I'm going through that with the roller. It's virtually impossible. Too many parts. I want to build something cool with it. We're going to design our own abstract projection screen. As a matter of fact, tell you the truth, I could use a couple more boxes on that. And this is also fantastic because our technology also too is involved with the art community because we use visual effects and projector mapping applications on our technology. Something that's needed. Some people take it personally when we mention gray screens. You know, you got to go to a forum site one day. Go to a forum site, go to the section where it says do-it-yourself gray screen paints, and you will realize that there are other people who make gray screen paints besides you. Because we got people, one person who gets really upset over you mention a gray screen paint. He loses it. And I think he feels he's the only one that makes it. No, no, no. I was making it before you were ever on YouTube, so that tells you something right there. And there's a lot of other people that were making it long before you were. So, yeah. If you're making it as long as I was, you should have as many videos as I have. I got 10,000 videos in my account. My second account is almost reaching 100 videos. So if you've been there as long as I have, you should have as many videos as I have, as many demonstrations. Well, actually, it kind of shows you how much work I put in compared to the rest of them. Yeah. So I was there before you. So I was making great paint long before you were. So you should have something to show for it, something big to show for it, and we do. Matter of fact, if you want to be truthful here, I have more customers, not on my grade, but my grade technology way back then has more customers than you have on your customers now. More testimonies, more demonstrations, more videos, more beta testers, more on-sites. So that shows you I was here first. And since I was here first, I would know more about that product than most people that are now here because I had it before anybody else, not for anybody else. Matter of fact, there were a couple people that were making great paints before me. That's how I found out about it. No one knows exactly who started the YouTube paint. No one knows that at all. Nobody knows. Who was the first person who came with the idea? Nobody knows. All I know is that when I came into the scene, there was somebody, my buddy was telling me about a YouTube paint. It was for free. It's on YouTube. Somebody posted it. I don't remember who, but somebody posted the ingredients on how to make gray screen paint, and that's how it all started. But Goose Screen is the one that really triggered it all off, because Goose Screen is the one that came out and started engineering this gray paint that you could paint on your wall. That's how I found out about it. Yep. And then once I saw that sample sheet down there, that black diamond, or that 1.4, and first time I bought that and put that against my screen, I was like, oh my goodness, this is what it's coming to? Yeah. Yeah. And change gears. Now we got this technology right here that can dominate physical projection screen. Oopsie. Go over there. Which is really hard for the people that have physical projection screens to try to deal with. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure you go into a dealership, and they probably mentioned screen paints before, and they probably said, oh, no, there's no screen paint that's going to be to deal with a physical screen. Because they're speaking of gray screens. That's what they're speaking of. Because you have a 2.0 gain, that's as high as you can go, and physical screens can hit ranges of 4.0, 6.0, they can hit high ranges. So they don't have that issue. In fact, there's one that actually got a 10 attached to it. So they can hit that field. Or to say that, yeah, they're never going to believe you. You're going to have to back that up 100% that you have that gain capability. And keep in mind, a physical screen has a very difficult time generating in a fully lit environment, even though it does have a high gain to it, but they still have to turn out the ceiling lights and try to control the environment for the screen. The fact that we could do it outside with no problem, especially at 250 inches on a size that big, yeah, it questions their very product by itself. So in my demonstrations that I show, and I put them clips over there for them, I asked them, show me one of your screens that can match those test demonstrations we're displaying, and they can't do it. So, yeah. Now it's different. A physical screen can't take on a screen paint, because we actually did it. And then we had the certified screens in the collection to show the difference, the color level, white levels, contrast levels, fully lit environments, and then we can go places they can't go. Especially when you do it with a cardboard box. It's more of an impact. Wow. So that's what they're referring to. I just realized that when I was in the forum site, that when they were talking about physical screens, they were talking about gray screens. That's what they're referring to. I'm the only black screen in there. So that's what they were referring to. No physical screen. I didn't show them my screen yet. No physical screen can take on a no screen paint can take on a physical screen. Virtually impossible. And that's what they're referring to, gray screens. Because the guy sat there and said, well, you guys can only go as high as 2.0. I was like, oh, okay. We got something for ya. Loving my cardboard screen.
So you can say yes to more than ever.
So I'm building my abstract design for another cardboard screen. And I love the fact that this is not going to cost me a lot of money. Because our technology makes it possible for us to be able to have an amazing projection screen, whatever we choose to build it out of, without spending an arm and a leg, and without spending tons of money for a projector in the process. That's why I like to use Old Faithful in my demonstrations. Because it just shows that I don't have to spend all this money. So if you're watching demonstrations where people are using very high and expensive projectors, they can't save you money if they can't save themselves money. That's how that works. Like I said, if I got someone who's doing my accountant, and he's very poor at money, why in the world would I hire him to manage my money? And that would be real stupid. Can't save money if you haven't saved money yourself. Alright, that one's done. So I want to do those. Let me see. That's the one officially for the screen. I want to just do a crazy abstract art with it. I mean, I'm going to make a crazy freaking screen. So I think I'm going to use this one too. If I have anyone extra, I think extra I'm going to use that for something else. So I'm going to build me a 235.1, as I said before, out of cardboard. I'm going to get some of that heavy. I got the heavy cardboard. I got the heavy cardboard coming through. So we're going to show that off pretty soon. And I'll have to take my saw and cut that because, again, scissors is not going to work on that. Oh, let me see something here for a minute. Let me grab... figuring out all different kinds of cool ways that we can build our projection screens for next to nothing. We got that spray on high grade quality product coming out under the Infinity 7. We're going to take everyday bed sheets and convert that into high performance black screens. Portable high performance black screens. And I can take anywhere I want and display anywhere I want. I'm going to have a couple of those on site. And also too, that acoustic surface. We got somebody coming out already bought 12 of those acoustic surfaces already because they want to use them for a rock band, for playing images in the back and front. Because again, I told you, acoustic screens are white and gray. That's what they are. And the problem you have is the stage lights and all that stuff washes the screen out completely. So they saw that demonstration with the zombie hitting the screen. Yeah, that stuff is pretty crazy. So, yep. All right, let me go over here, get my boxes out of the way so I don't trip over all this stuff. That is going to be, I got this idea. I was at the museum and someone had this beautiful black abstract art. It was just all this crazy stuff together. It was all black and I was like, wow, that would make an insane projection screen. We can actually turn each one of those black objects into a piece of art. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to build an abstract screen. I'm going to do one, I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of crazy stuff, man. I mean, just wild stuff like flower pots and bowls and spoons and all kinds of stuff. And we're just going to stick all this down to a screen, coat it all with that black technology, and we're going to add color and beauty to every last one of those pieces that are all colored in jet black. That's an idea and something that's coming up for the art museum, which I'm going to show them that piece of art. And it's going to require an expensive projector. One of those Pico projectors at 300 lumens will be able to run in that environment with no problem whatsoever. Costs no power whatsoever. It's tiny and small and it makes no noise at all. That's why I said that when you basically safeguard your product with a 2000 lumen, you dog yourself out that way. Because you know why? These projectors are fantastic and they're needed. They're needed for tabletop displays because again, you don't want some big heavy projector over top of your head going off. Even if you got an eco mode, you still don't want that thing over top of your head. Those little tiny projectors, you can stick them things over top of the table, no problem whatsoever. So when you do it at a safeguard 2000 lumens, you've eliminated all the other projectors underneath that. And here's some amazing projectors under the 2000 mark.
So I can take all these trips because Priceline has all these amazing deals. And that's when I said, deal!
On your right is our Infinity Deal Tool.
I am the deals. The deals are. Go to your happy price, Priceline. When migraine strikes, you're faced with a choice. Accept the trade-offs of treating, or push
We're
them
going to get this a stick, folks. I was supposed to do it tape yesterday, but it was storming and raining down here. No tomorrow. That should work pretty well.
Without worrying where you are or if it's too late. Do not.
Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
You have to say any more. This is the reason why my customers drop the money they do on my product. That's a $5,000 projection screen. As a matter of fact, that's the diamond technology I put against my gray screen that ripped it up. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So keep in mind that when I go on these forum sites and we get people that come in and they cry and whine about their great products and they'll say, well, hey, you know, he charges too much. Customers who do business with me says, no, he's not charging enough money. Because that technology can take out expensive high-end screens. Again, when we do those reels and you see all the different demonstration screens on ceilings, floors, outside, inside, customers, all that crazy stuff, you see in those giant reels we put up, it's to show you at the end of the day that if you're not doing this, you're not on our level. Because, you know, we hear a lot of crying about you're on the same level, but you don't do anything we do. And we still got that 1,000 video challenge. That's going to be there for quite some time. As a matter of fact, it's there forever. And we up the ante. It's no more 1,000. You're going to do half now, 5,000 of my demonstrations out of the 10. So we upped it a little bit more. Now, I don't see what the problem is. Did we do red already? We did red already. Now, like I said, I like the certified screen because certified screens are amazing technology. And again, diamond technology over here. If it wasn't for them and me ever picking up that sample sheet and taking it to my place, I would have never saw what advanced technology looked like. I know it sounds different me saying it now, but at that particular time when I had all gray screens, yeah, that thing did a number on my screens. And I could have chose the 8 years of crying and whining, like most people do. Don't change anything, so cry and whine about everything. I could have chose that path, but no, I'm the type of person that I want to try, I want something better, or I want to try equal or better. And we pushed on designing the D4K, D5K, and D6K technology, which were darker gray products. And then from there, that's when we were contacted. And then after that, we decided that why go with a darker gray? Why not have black? Do you have any idea? When I first developed my first black technology under digital 4K crystal onyx, and I can always go back and show those videos. If anyone ever comes up and says, hey, we're here first, no. We have a timestamp that goes back 8 years showing us developing that technology for anybody else who's doing it. So everybody was sitting there working on gunmetal screens, we're developing darker and black technology. So my product at that particular time, because it was new and on the market, now people didn't see a lot of black, we didn't see any black paint. That stuff went for $900 a quart. And yes, it's sold out every time we put it on the website. I only did about 20 of them or 30 of them on the site, and they sold out. I think I was able to move out of a small little rented room right straight into a house. I moved to an apartment right into a house and was jumping from house to house to house because I kept upgrading. Yeah, first house we got, nice house. Neighborhood wasn't really all that great, but it was a nice house. And first house was nice, it was small and everything, but you know, just starting out anyway. Slow color changer. But every time I moved to a house, there was always something missing. Slow color changer. There was always something missing. So the backyard was nice, but we had that walk out the door right on the sidewalk. I couldn't stand that so much because someone's right there. Literally, there's no buffer zone, and that drove me crazy. So I was like, well, next place we move to, I definitely got to have a couple of flights of stairs before we hit the front door and the porch because I can't do this. I hate this so much. So we moved. I moved in a year. So keep in mind that I moved a year per house. The house that I actually settled into for a couple of years was pretty much the one with the condensed lighting. I stayed there 2 years because I liked the environment. Nice environment. Didn't have a backyard yet, but it was a nice environment. The other house I moved into was the one I did the 200-inch screen against the wall. Had a nice little balcony out there. It was a little rickety. Kind of moved every time I walked out there. That's what it felt like to me. It swayed a little bit when I moved out there, but didn't have a backyard. So, and then the houses were too close together on top of that. So we moved and got another place. Now this place had a nice big front yard. It was gorgeous. I liked the front yard. Still no backyard, but the kitchen was a gourmet kitchen. It had condensed lighting through the bad boy, and I love the condensed light next to the wall. That's where I put the 235.1 at, which I found was, I love that so much. So I spent 2 years there because I did like that area. But still, no backyard. And then the last house we moved into, which was in Havington Town, it was up in Upper Darby, up in that area. Nice area right across from a golf course, big backyard, big front yard, 6-car driveway. That's the house I spent 4 years in. And that's the place I like the most. But then after being there long enough, I started realizing my technology is being suffocated because if I stay in this spot, no one really can see me. If I'm trying to go outside and trying to display my products, it's not going to work. I have to be in the area where I can network better. And that's why I was advised to come to Allentown, and that's why I popped up over here. So now I'm doing more networking up here, because my technology has been seen on site more up here than when I was over in Philly. Look at this. As I'm having this conversation. Now, you see, when I do this in demonstrations all the time, even when I'm on site, I'll show a screen off. You would expect for me to have my attention here. We don't need to have the attention there. The screen is designed to do its job. That's it. I don't have to be there to explain anything. I have to be there to monitor anything at all, period. I can have a conversation about something completely different, and you can watch that screen do what it's designed to do, because we don't need to be here. I've done this in demonstrations. I've already talked to them, explained what I can, and walked away. Don't need to be there. It'll do everything it's designed to do. I can walk out the door and get myself something and come back. When people have gray screens, an environment is set up to cater the screen. They have to be there to monitor everything. What if somebody comes in and turns the light on? That's going to damage your demonstration because your environment is set to be in an ambient light controlled environment, and someone adding more light to the environment which shouldn't be there is going to disrupt your screen quality. What if someone changes the video and it's a contrast level, like a star field pops up? Do you have any idea how much that would damage your screen?
Welcome to the
So, yeah, they have to be there to monitor everything. I don't. I just walk out the door and just go someplace else, which is usually what I do. Because I've done this so many times and just change topics. So if you see me on video and you hear me change topics, talking about something completely different, because the screen's already doing what it's designed to do. I don't have to explain too much to you at all. It does its job. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So when people sit there and say, well, you don't even, I don't have to. Look at the technology. Look at the projector I'm using. My screen's $2. It's cardboard. I don't have to explain much. That's it. Cardboard screen. This is my projector. That's our technology. Coded on anything so easy a kid can do it. Bam, that's it. I can go get myself a pizza and walk across the street. And they'll sit there and marvel and gaze at that technology. My phone will ring off the hook. Oh, where did my Starfield go? Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. Like I said, the main purpose of the gunmetal technology is not for its white levels. It's designed to pull a heavier contrast level, much more advanced than the gray screen, much more advanced than the white screen. But when you have a screen that has an infinity contrast level attached to it, then that's a different story. Even our gunmetal technology is darker than these screens. But when you talk about side-by-side to an infinity black screen, you can't compete with that. It's virtually impossible. I even have screens that are black that's going against our screens, and they can't even pull our highs or black levels. Most dangerous screen outside of the daylight screen would be the smartest surface. That's the next one. That'll be your next nightmare for people who make great. That's gonna knock out charcoal, whatever you got, that stuff will take it out with no problem whatsoever. If you have a screen that you think that's black, well, okay. How can I put this in a better way? The first time you paint a black screen down, it's supposed to come up black. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's gonna be like that forever. The first time you paint it down, that's going to apply. If it's a company making orange paint and they claim to make the brightest and best orange paint in the face of the planet, it's beautiful orange paint, and they paint the screen down in the demonstration and it comes up green, guess what? That's going to damage them for a very long time. All right, let me see. So it has to come down exactly the way it's supposed to come down. Heck, I wouldn't even have recorded that. That came up. Well, that tells you that there was no testing done. Because they did that in testing behind closed doors and figured out like, oh, shoot, this stuff isn't actually coming up the color it's supposed to come up. Then that could have been recorrected before they actually did it on camera. But no testing was done. But I do all my testing live, so, yeah. So that's why it's scary for people to do live tests. Because, again, they don't never know what's going to trigger. For us, on the other hand, we don't have a problem doing line tests because our technology comes from God. God doesn't lie. If he tells us that we're going to have a technology that's designed to be as powerful as he says it's going to be, then it's going to be. I can take any certified screen that I want and stick it against that technology and it'll overpower it. It's God's technology. Beta fish, black background.
Getting that from YouTube.
We have to do the test to back it up, to show you guys. That's what we have to do. But technically, no. I can actually make a screen paint, have no test, and it'll knock out every single screen it's designed to do. Because it comes from God. God blesses you with something, it's going to be the best. If the devil has something to do with it, your screen will fail every single time. On everything and anything, it'll fail. It'll fail in test demonstrations. It'll fail at everything. God, anything God blesses you with is not flawed. because God isn't flawed. Let's see if this screen can turn my screen like, I don't know, we saw those demonstrations. My screen's supposed to come so dark it's unwatchable. White screen saver.
Getting that from YouTube.
They gotta possibly turn my screen. Now, I always look at, when we do these demonstrations, is how people who did fake demonstrations on our products, how they portray our screens are supposed to look. You know, like this big black stain in the middle of the screen that you can't see nothing at all. But let's see if it happens on 1,000 lumens. Nope. It doesn't. And that's a certified screen. That's not a grade paint at the end of the day. That's a diamond. That's a certified screen. A high-grade professional screen right there. Not your everyday grade paints are going to match Home Depot products. That's a certified grade screen laying against that black technology. This is why, gentlemen, I can go into a form site and I can go against any physical screen that comes across our path. You can't do that. That screen will tear you up. That is high-grade technology right there. Let's go over here and let's go push over here and see what we get on 1,000 lumen projector. So you can turn my screen unwatchable. I walk in front of the screen. I don't do that nonsense. People walk in front of screens and keep the video playing. No, you're supposed to rewind it back. That way you're sure you're not cheating. Because these are the companies right here you don't mess around with. Do your demonstrations right, do them correct. If not, they will haul you into court. So you better be to back it up 100%. Every certified screens I've tested down through time, not one of them has hauled me into court. They can't haul me into court because I do my test. And the last thing I want to do is give me that kind of fire and publicity at the end of the day. You don't want that getting out too hard. Well, it's going to get out anyway, but you don't want it getting out that a physical paint is able to do it. Because every time I have a conversation with any kind of distributor or whatever, the first thing they'll tell me at the end of the day is that, well, there's no such thing as a physical screen paint that can take on a screen paint can take on a physical screen. Well, you haven't met me yet, have you? Hello, my name is Mr. Bird. This is what I make.
Streamlining the process when sales
Now, this is the reason why the white level test is extremely important. When you do a white level test, it's a white surface, 1,000 lumen projector. When you do these demonstrations inside and out, mind you, this is how they have to be done. Inside and out, that we done ultra short throws. Doing it on one projector and going, oh, I'm done. No. You skipped a whole bunch. How does it react on a 5,000, 4,000 projector? How does it work on pico projectors, portable projectors, ultra short throws? How is this going to react with the lights off? And mind you, every single projector you do, you're going to repeat the entire demonstration all over again. If you did it on an ultra short throw, you would do it on an ultra short throw in the dark. You would do it on ultra short throw with the lights on. You would do it on ultra short throw inside. You would do it outside. And you repeat that same process for every projector you put against that screen, which means that you should have somewhere in the guidelines of somewhere between 30 to 40 videos already on those tests alone by itself. And the fact that I can't find any of these tests shows me your stuff's not tested. Because the reaction is going to come with the customers. Well, how's your white levels working outside? What if I want to use an ultra short throw outside on top of my screen? How are the white levels going to pick up? They're going to ask all these questions. Well, I tested it inside. That's not enough for them. I need to see this outside on an ultra short throw. What do your white levels pick up? Because outside's a different area. What about with the lights on? What about with the lights off? So you're going to have 3 sets of videos already set up for ultra short throw inside white levels, ultra short throw lights out demonstration, and outside demonstration. Then you're going to ask about, what about pico projector? How is that even? Then you're going to have those demonstrations too. Same repeat. What about if I get a 5,000 lumen projector? What about that? They're going to do that too. Guess what? That has to be done also. And that's just the white levels by itself. Now you're going to have to do color levels. So you're going to do the same process all over again, but this time you're going to do white surface, you're going to do a product that matches your product, which is called black on black or gray versus gray. Then you're going to have to do certified because you want the money for your product at the end of the day, and you want to be able to convince those people who got them deep pockets to buy your product. You're going to have to show them there's a difference between my product and their product. It has so much stuff you have to do, it's not even funny. So the fact that when I go in and I'm looking through channels and I'm looking for these demonstrations and we're not finding them, that shows me you didn't do any testing. And if you didn't do any testing, that means you don't know your own product. And if you don't know your own product, that means you can't even troubleshoot it. Your specification sheets are actually completely fake. And on top of that, you can't do a ship back or any kind of return or anything whatsoever because, again, you can't troubleshoot something you don't know. You know, if you put me in front of, I don't know much about cars. I'm not a gearhead. I don't know much about cars at all. And if you put me in front of one of these vehicles, you know, you say, hey, can you troubleshoot this? I'm going to look at you like, what the freak am I troubleshooting? I don't know anything about that machine over there. I have no idea what to look for. What problem am I looking for? Now, if I basically was a mechanic and I basically either know how to take the machine apart, put it back together, I know all the insides and outs about it. I know if you turn that thing on, I can tell by the sound of it what's wrong with it. Then guess what? I can troubleshoot your machine for you. But if I don't know anything about it, I can't help you. That's what you're walking into. Someone that doesn't know their own product. And in order to know your own product, you have to have tons of testing to do it. So if I ask you questions about range gain, what can you tell me? What can you honestly tell me about a range gain? You put it on there. What is range gain? How does it work? What application do I have to apply to switch to get the other gain? Do I have this gain or do I have that gain? What gain do I actually have on the screen? Because you're showing two gains here. I need to know which one I'm painting in. This is basic question, just my question. Anyone's going to ask these questions. You deal with companies, I deal with companies all day long. They'll ask you tons of questions. If you don't know how much paint it takes to require to do a paint down, which means anytime you bring out a container, you have to do a paint down. You have to find out how much paint you're going to have left over and how much it's going to take to paint in the screen. We know 16 ounces can paint of our product. I don't know about yours, but our product can paint a screen size of 106 inches. We did it on camera. And you have to have some left over, and you have to go heavy. Because just in case if the customer goes heavy, you can't paint it as you paint it because you'll be a professional in the field. You know how to paint it, you know how much paint to apply to it. A customer is painting for the first time, it's going to go heavy on the screen. So you got to go heavy, just like the customer. And you paint it in different directions and how you paint it, just to make sure you can see how foolproof it's going to be. Got to do all the testing, even down to your containers. I've had 11-foot drop where we're dropping containers off the side of the balcony to see, head first, to see if these things will smash open, which ones I need to buy and which ones I don't need to buy. Because if I test the containers and the containers were perfectly fine, that's less returns on a product that's damaged. That's less money it's going to cost me at the end of the day. My neighbor's watching me kick a box down my driveway up and down because I was testing this foam padding in the inside, whether or not it's going to protect my product if the product got roughed up a little bit. This is stuff that you need to have to test your products out. Everything, even down to ink, even down to labels, everything requires to be tested. So if you don't know your stuff, you're going to have a lot of problems. So that's why I said that we don't have to say anything about you. Your web pages alone are massive, have not described. That's what your product is. It's literally a PayPal have not described. Because if any customer buys a product, and say they have gray walls already. Say if they saw one of our demonstrations and they do that demonstration and they found out it matches. Say their daughter or son walks in front of them with a gray hoodie. Anything could happen. And that matches that screen. They're going to contact you back. And you have a policy that already says that, hey, if it lands on your property, it's yours. It's a fail-safe for him because, again, if you find out it does match something, he's protected because, again, you opened it and it landed on your property, and within this policy, it still states that you can't basically get anything back at all, period. You can't fight that in court, by the way. PayPal doesn't honor that agreement anyway because it gives no breathing room for the customer to exchange the product. So you can get around that, as we did. The other one with the whole range gain and the product being rear projection, which is another dangerous and extremely dangerous and very expensive claim to make. If you can't prove this, is because, say somebody gets a huge sheet of plexiglass. Plexiglass is very expensive. So they're going to do some fish wall display. Or they're going to spray it on their windows, even worse. A storefront window is very expensive. And they spray this stuff down and it doesn't actually transfer light like it's supposed to. Or the image comes up too dark. Or a lot of things can go wrong. Or you're getting these spotty images and discoloration and whatever transferring through the screen. You're going to get sued. A storefront window is very expensive. They're going to take you to court and sue you for the cost of their window. And you're going to pay this. And the judge is going to ask you, what test do you have showing that this product actually works? Because you're going to need those tests to back your testimony in court against these people that are going to sue you for damage in the window. You don't have anything because you don't know the product itself. So you're going to get sued because you can't back yourself. See? That's what I'm talking about. You're worrying about, I think most likely the sad thing about it is they're more worried about me. That's what it is. Their focus is toward me. And their focus is on me because they're showing that, oh, at the end of the day, I'm not watching any of that at all, period. I don't watch any of y'all stuff. I'm too busy working. I don't have time to watch your stuff. I've been there. I've done that. I put my time in. That's it. I don't have time. I don't do that stuff anymore. I have things I have to do. But your focus is on me. Your focus should never be on me. Your focus should be on your customers and your product. That's where your focus needs to be at. And this is why your product is going to fail. Because you can't back any of that up. So you're so worried about trying to show me up. Gentlemen, I've been here before you. I have more experience, more knowledge. My YouTube channel and my experience shows alone how far I go back. So again, what do I care? As long as I did all my tests and I got my work done at the end of the day and I'm ready to go to the next stage, I'm going to the next stage. I couldn't care less about your petty little videos at the end of the day. I'm going to go to shows. I'm going to be doing this and doing that. I don't care. I put my work in. I put my time in. I backed myself up on so many levels. It's not even funny. So what do I care about your little demonstrations? I got other things to do. But you're so focused on me that you're not focusing on your product. You're skipping tests and you're cutting corners just to show that you're just as good as me. When you haven't done any test at all. And you're right now liable for lawsuits. And you're liable for massive chargebacks. You're liable for false claims and fraud because your company can't back itself. Now, you see that surface sitting in the middle of my screen? I can basically back my product against that any day of the week or any certified screen, anytime, anywhere. You know why? My stuff has years and years and years of testing behind it. Tons of hard work, dedication, faith behind my products to get it to work. I wasn't focused on anybody else. I was focused on getting my products done and developing a good product for my customer. That was my focus. This is why I have what I have now. Your focus is on me. That's why your YouTube channel is full of hatred, videos of pictures of me and this, that, and the other. That's where your focus is at. When people go to your channel, all they see is all the hatred that you have toward me. They don't see the focus on your product. They don't see the dedication. They just see your focus toward me. And that's what's damaging you. That's what's hurting you. If, again, customer asks you about the range gain, you put that on there to try to make your product seem like something better than mine. You hung yourself. Because, again, how are you going to explain to a customer who says, how do I get this range gain? What technique do I need to paint the screen in? What gain do I have? Because I don't even know. You have two gains up here. So if a screen has one gain, then whatever you paint it in, it's just going to be that gain regardless. But if you have two gains up there, how do you know which one you have? How do you know you didn't achieve the higher one? How do you know if you got the higher one, did you achieve the lower one? This is the kind of complications that you put into your customers' heads. And when they ask you these questions, you can't answer the question because you don't know yourself. There you go. Two things will destroy your screen. Shipping. And the other thing is basically being able to back your product. The two things are going to destroy your screen. Shipping, yeah. Being able to back your product, your paint down performance will rip your screen up. And I'll tell you why. Because if your product is too complicated to apply, the customer won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. You think I'm joking? Let's put it this together, either way. IKEA furniture versus a piece of furniture that takes 4 parts to snap together. Most people will avoid IKEA furniture because of it's very difficult to put that stuff together. Some people not, some people it is, but yeah, the memes and stuff behind IKEA's furniture is pretty berserk. And if you haven't put one together yet, you'll find out because I've done it before. I've actually put together some IKEA furniture, and it can become extremely complicated to a point where you will find yourself screaming off a balcony or at a bar getting something to drink. It's literally, and they make memes about it. It's literally can become that complicated. So when I went in to buy my first sofa from IKEA, yeah, the madness, man, the absolute madness. And the thing about it was, I had to literally go down to Home Depot to go buy tools because they weren't enough to put that thing together. Because I didn't have the tools. I had the tools that came with it weren't enough. Now, some people have good experience, some people have bad experience. A lot of people joke about the IKEA furniture. Where next time I went in, and they charged me $75 to ask somebody to assemble it for me and ship it to me, I paid the $75. And the guy next to me started laughing, like, wow, you're going to get scammed on that? I'm like, you'll find out. You'll find out. You plan to come back here and buy some more stuff? Yeah, me and the wife are going to go buy this whole furniture. So, yep, you'll be back. You can pay that $75 too, because you're going to find out when you get home. Yeah, the easier it is to put the product together, the more happier the customer. Customers are going to be painting the screen for the first time. They don't want to mess it up because they spent money for it. So they don't want to mess it up. So if you basically give them a hard way to go when it comes to paint the screen in, like you didn't paint the screen, you just pushed the paint around. This screen right here is made out of postal boxes. So it was a one coat application to coat it, including the print and everything, gone. One hit, done. You see how I painted this screen in? I went in every different direction, went up, down. As a matter of fact, I had so much paint on the screen, I had to go back over top of it to absorb the paint onto the roller. So, yeah, took one coat to cover every single print on that box, that postal box. That's how easy it was to paint the screen. Now imagine if I had to go over this 3 times. If I had to put a light coat, and then I had to go heavy roller and light roller and go back and forth and all that. No, I go through all that, and you're going to tell me that if I still see that post office print pushing through, I'm going to contact you. And I'm going to say, hey, look, I painted the whole screen because, you know, most people when you paint a screen in, they don't tell you have to do a light roll and a heavy roll and whatever. You just paint it in. You know, you go to Home Depot, you buy some paint, you paint it in. Tell me the next time you went to Home Depot or any one of those paint stores, and I say, okay, here's Jack, here's the thing. When you paint this thing on your wall, you're not actually painting it in. You're just pushing the paint around. Wait, what? You're just pushing the paint around. So you're just going to push paint from here to there, all over the place, but you're not painting it in yet. It's not done yet. You're going to go over this with a light roll, and then it's going to be a little heavy roll, and you're going to look at it like, no, we ain't doing this. Or other paint you have. You got something else a little easier. I need something with a one coat application, a paint, it's done. There you go. As people are used to. Paint it in and you're done. Unless you get a real cheap paint and you can see it pushing through it and you should have just spent the $50 for the one coat. But anyway, your product on the other hand, customers have to push the paint around because you're not really painting the screen in. You said it yourself. You're just pushing it around. You're just getting the screen wet. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then the fact that when you look at the primer, on the up close version, and that was one coat, you can literally see the primer pushing through, which means my postal boxes here would have pushed right through your screen. And that is going to make the customer extremely upset and irritated because they went through all that, and it's not going to build their confidence level up because you're not helping their confidence level, you're tearing it down. So now they're going to be upset because they feel that they messed up. And they're going to contact you thinking they messed up and find out that they didn't mess up, that the product is really jacked up. And then you're going to tell them that they're going to go to this light roll and heavy roll and light roll. No, they're not going to touch it. They're not going to touch it because if they're doing a fixed frame screen, fear they're going to damage the screen even worse. The wall's already going to be messed up, so they got to paint over this. And judging by how bumpy and gritty that stuff came up on the wall, and if you go back over with primer, you're still going to have this gritty texture to it. So you're going to have to sand all that down to get the wall back to the original state that it was and reprime it, repaint it to remove your stuff. Another process that comes up too that you guys never even thought about. How do you paint over the screen once you paint over it? Because some people rent. And when they rent, if you want to get your security deposit back, you got to make that screen go bye-bye. I've done this in 3 houses I was in. 3 houses that I moved into. Actually, matter of fact, I did one in the room. I did one in several houses. I showed you how we paint over the screen and how it disappears. Made that screen just feel like it didn't even exist anymore before we left out of there. So you're going to have to show that too in a demonstration, how easy it is to actually get rid of the screen. Because customers who are renting will ask this question, all right, if I'm leaving and I got this painted to a wall, how easy is this to paint over and to get rid of? Yeah, they don't think about anything because they have no experience. That's all. Why are we still in the same color? Let me see. Where are we at for time? Gee whiz, we always go over on time here. So there's a couple things to add in there real quick. So pretty much, yeah, their biggest downfall is the fact that they lie to a lot because they focus more on me. And you should never been focused on me at all, period. You should have been focused on your customer and your product. When I first started off, my focus was, yes, toward my product and toward my customers. Then we saw the Black Diamond technology. I said, wow, how advanced that stuff was. My focus was now on my customers, my product, and the diamond technology because I wanted something just as good as their screen at the end of the day. So that's what I was working on. And then once we reached the plateau of diamond, then the next stage was, well, man, if they're going to contact me and tell me my product had potential, I got to go farther than this. Let's get an actual black screen. Because I thought the diamond was black when I first got it. It's called Black Diamond. So I'm figuring that, okay, this is a black screen. And I was baffled. When I walked out of that, my buddy's sneaker shop, he was want to show me the Black Diamond. He's a big projector enthusiast, what we would call it anyway. And he showed me the Black Diamond. I was like, whoa, you gotta be kidding me. That screen is black? Like, how the freak is that possible? How does he get white light? How does he get color? How does he get that of a, it was just baffled me. That's how I know how people think when they look at our technology, because you get the same thought process I had when I saw the Black Diamond technology. But Black Diamond wasn't actually black. It was actually dark gray. But I told you in that particular time, since there were no black screens, any screen that was considered to be a very dark charcoal gray was actually accepted as black until actual physical black screens started popping up. Then they were noticed as gunmetal technology. See, I can't explain it to you because they don't know anything. Well, let's do this little thing here.
I think I'm late on my car insurance.
Good thing the
So-
general gives you a break when you need it.
Yeah, with flexible payment options to keep you covered.
Seeing that screen pull up those beautiful colors and images, we started working on darker technology. That's where our path started. Because the gray stuff wasn't worth anything to me anymore. After I saw what this stuff did, I was like, oh, I'm not making this stuff anymore. We got to work. And this is where digital 4K crystal onyx came into play. This is where it popped up. Because we started developing this dark gray, D4K, D5K, D6K. Look it up on my site. You'll see all the videos pop up. We started beta testers. We're testing it back and forth. And I was testing it solely on the diamond technology. Because I wanted something exactly like their screen. My buddy wasn't joking when he sat there and said, hey, you know what? That screen, when I asked him, I said, how is it? Like, how good is it? How good is a diamond? How good is it? He said, I got the sample right here. I said, how good is it, man? It's like looking at a TV. It's like looking at a little TV in your hand. Because mine, everything was gray. So I get down there, I get the sample sheet for my birthday. He got it for my birthday. And I get down there and I didn't leave. I wouldn't even leave that little rented room. I didn't leave that room for months on end. Got to be dedicated to your work, gentlemen. For months, I didn't leave that room. Constantly pushing, constantly pushing. Going back and forth to the stores, buying whatever I need to come back in, buying what I need to buy, and no one barely ever saw me. So, man, I ain't heard from you like in a month or so. Yeah, I got it. We got it. We're ready to match your screen. We got it. And then that's when they popped up. And I had no idea they was watching me. Like, man, this guy is persistent. I knew he was watching me. This guy is persistent. Like, he just don't want to give up. No, just keep pushing. And I got it. And I sat there and said, I got one. I came out of the, I never came out. Full beard, freaking didn't shave, nothing. Didn't wash up, nothing at all, period. Just pushed and driven by one purpose only. See, that's why I said, gentlemen, you don't understand sacrifice. You don't understand push. You don't understand a passion for what you love. You don't understand it. That's why you can't be on my level, because you don't possess that. When you possess that, then you understand what I'm talking about and what I'm doing, but you don't possess it at all. I ain't washed nothing, brushed nothing at all, period. Just persisted. Push. And then finally came out of that room about a month and a half later, and I got it. I was able to match their screen. But I did something different. See, these screens have a reflective coating surface, or they use some kind of film, or what they use, and when the screens turn to the side, it can go dark. Narrow viewing cone effect. That's what I found about narrow viewing cone effect, about why the screen was turning dark. Going back to a friend of mine, I said, why is it doing that? He said, because it's called narrow viewing cone effect. Usually the certified screens have that kind of fabric and, that surface or film they have attached to it. That actually gives off that effect. That's why I was surprised when I saw the zero edge. When I turned to the side, I saw nothing. I was like, oh, shoot, that's impressive. Because I was used to seeing when I turned to the side, I thought I would see that screen go dark, but it didn't. Zero edges don't go dark when you turn to the side, which is, I found that kind of impressive. But this right here, this had the turn. My piece came off from here. I want this to be flat. That's why I keep doing this, because it's really flat. This screen here had the narrow viewing effect. And that's what they saw in the demonstration. They saw me in front of the screen. They saw me turn to the side, and they saw their screen maintain all the way around, but their screen went dark around the edges, and this is where I got the phone call. So, interesting. They were watching me the entire time. The entire time they were watching me. How would they know that I was doing all that testing on against their screen? And I know they sit back there think like, man, this guy is persistent. Like, this guy's he's getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Yeah, we hit the mark. We came we hit the screen. Because they knew it was coming. And that's why they contacted us and said, hey, your product has potential, so and so and so. But when I got the diamond in my hand, I realized that the diamond was in black. It was actually like a really dark gunmetal. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. I still found it fascinating. When I walked out of the store with it, I took it out and said, well, it's not black. It's like a dark gunmetal. It's darker than anything I ever had. And when I did the demonstration against our product, I remember sitting there in that room and looking at all the paints that I made and the ones that actually were coming up. And I remember just sitting there, just thinking, man, how am I going to compete with this? That thing took out everything that I had. I had nothing in there to take it on. Nothing. It beat me in color, it beat me in contrast, it beat me in white, it beat me in everything. That impressed with it. Now, I could have spent 8 years hating that screen, waste my time, but I decided to pray on it and ask the Lord to direct me on the direction I need to go to be able to match that product. And I got it. Now, the next stage was, we need something more advanced, because the Black Diamond put it in my head that the screen was black. And I'm looking at the videos and I'm thinking the screen's black, but it's actually very dark gray. So now I want a black screen. I want what my mind saw. I saw a black screen. I want a black screen. So that's when we started the next stage of developing black technology. Why do you think they made the carbon black? Because the screens are switching over to black technology because they know it's a more superior technology. That's why. Even the certified screens are going darker and darker and darker. They're going to reach a black screen sooner or later. The only thing that reason why I don't fear the carbon, number one, the carbon's lighter than our screen. We know that for a fact. I've seen the demonstration. It's lighter than the screen. And on top of that, it requires an 8,000 lumen projector to get it to kick. We could do it at 50 lumens. We can get our screens to kick. So that right there, no, it's going to cost the customers about $8,000 for a projector just to get that to even function. So again, that would appeal more to like big corporations and companies and stuff like that. And for those people thinking, well, you're no, welcome to the dark side. It's about time. I mean, gee whiz, the reason why, our technology basically advanced to the next level because I saw his technology. Do you see me up there hating on his product? I don't hate on this product. Every time I come here and say, yeah, the reason why we have our technology because of Diamond, because what we saw that day. So we don't hate on their products. It was their products that actually made the technology we have here before us right now. If I had never saw what future technology looked like, I would have never been still making gray screen prints at the end of the day. Literally would have still been making it. We would have been behind. But you got some people out there that can accept good technology and they got to tear it down. And that's why they're where they're at right now. They can't advance. They can't go anywhere. They're too far behind.
Since 1882,
That's why
cheesemakers have been the mozzarella experts.
I sat there and I asked, I said, look, you can make our product. There's a reason why gave you that. I gave you that not only to watch you fail, but to see how far your mind went to black technology. How much knowledge did you know? That's why we let you make it. I wanted to see what you knew at the end of the day. You didn't know jack at all, period. You weren't even close to it. Not even close. The amateurs usually make it that way. That shows you me exactly where your skill set is at. So you don't know what you're doing. The other one, who called himself making a black product, here's the problem you have with that. The first time you paint it down, it's supposed to be black, not gray. That's where you messed up. And you made it even worse because if you came out and said, hey, look, the first demonstrations, it failed. It should have came out black. If you admitted that, then this would have made it better for you to start again. But you didn't do that. You came back and you continued to lie and make excuses and try to cover it up. And that's why your product is considered to be a fraud. Now, you may have your little followers that follow you on that, but on the forum sites and stuff, they know who you are and they see you as what you are. Your product is considered to be joke paint. That's why. Because anyone that makes a mistake, you crash your car into a wall and everybody gets, all the dummies get crushed, they get obliterated. You don't come back out and go, well, that was a fantastic demonstration right there. I mean, car stayed intact and even the car looks like a freaking piece of tinfoil. Someone balled up and threw it on the floor. It did a fantastic job. And what we have here is we have this crumple zone and it has the Saturn to the nucleus and all that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, we just watch your car disintegrate with everything in it. But you come back out and you don't admit it. You just keep lying on it. You think anyone's going to go near that vehicle? No, no one's going to go near that vehicle. They literally just watched that thing fail in the test demonstration. That's what you did with your black paint. When you painted it down, it came down gray. And then you said the benefits of the screen that basically are challenging. Yeah, that's sorry. Your product already fell from the door. Yep. You ever heard first expression is last expression? You ever heard that term before? Get it right the first time. You don't got to worry about the failures. That one demonstration you did damaged you twice. It happened twice. It damaged you pretty bad. Because I'm not the only one that saw that. There are a lot of people who saw that. And that video, they've been going to our site and they've been picking it up and they've been putting it all over the internet. Can't get mad about that. It's not slander. It's your product turning gray. So again, like I said, if you had came out and said, well, hey, look, it didn't work out the way we thought it was going to work out, and it came up gray, but we're going to work on it harder to try to get it down to black, and we're going to do these tests, that would have helped you out more. And again, you're missing a ton of tests. A ton of testing you're missing. Like I said, I explained the white theory on the white levels, on different forms of projectors. That should at least be about good maybe 10 or 15 demonstrations alone by itself. You're just missing so much. Oh, that's why when we came to buy your product, you can't. So you removed the entire state. For those who don't know, we went to go pick the product up to bring it down here for testing. An entire state was removed to keep us from getting our hands on it. And again, as I said before, you do all the demonstrations you want at the end of the day. But as long as I know that you removed an entire state to keep you from touching it, that's all I need to know. Your product doesn't function correctly because we didn't put you under the same test we put our stuff underneath of. Oopsie. Okay, that one's gone. Thank you, Screen Innovation. Sorry about that. I don't want this on the floor, man. I take care of my sample sheets. That's why we use the painter's tape on them, because we won't damage it. Wow, I still can't believe it. This surface right here that I got in my hand is the reason why we have that technology over there. Fascinated by the work. I've never come on camera and never said to any company, any certified company, that their stuff was trash and this, that, and the other. I said that they need to develop a black screen. That's what I said. They need to step into the future. That's what I said. I've never torn down any of their products whatsoever. Not, like I said, I've never do business. People say, well, you're just trying to be nice. No. It is what it is. I would never do business with screen innovation. I have no plans, nothing whatsoever at all. I don't, I never will do any work with them any way whatsoever, but I respect the technology. I respect the grind, the push, the hard work for him to get to that point. I respect all the technology. Unless your technology is lying and it can't back itself up, then I don't have respect for it whatsoever. Oh, what the heck is this? Black and white screensaver. What does this say?
This is your invitation.
Then I don't have any respect for your product.
Found in a Lexus SUV.
Call it like it is. Ugh. Now I got to figure out my abstract art for my cardboard box. And I'm going to do me another one too. I'm going to do me another screen, but I'm going to go pick up a whole bunch of weird stuff. I'm going to do cereal bowls. I want to do a whole abstract art of everything, just different objects, spoons, forks, everything. I'm going to blend all that into one black. I'm using my projector mapping to map out each one and convert it into something cool. Oh my goodness. If we do a cereal bowl, we can actually project cereal into the bowl. Projector map cereal, like it's moving and everything. Oh, we're going to have a ball with this stuff. We're going to have a ball with this stuff. Projector, oh, you know what? How come we don't have a hologram? We don't have a hologram. We need to develop one. Oh, uh-oh. Well, thank you. I'm going to develop me a hologram spray-on application for projector mapping. We're going to make one. I'm going to do it with my abstract screen. So I'm going to do a pizza pan. We can put a pizza in that one over there. We can put cereal there. Oh, wow, I can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. We're going to do a whole abstract screen. We're just going to grab all kinds of stuff. We're going to glue it all down to the screen. We're going to epoxy half of that stuff. We're going to screw it all down to the screen. We're going to make our own abstract art design. This is more for the art community. We do get people contact us for visual and digital effects. That's why the acoustic screen's coming up. It was fantastic. I was talking to a guy on there. He wants to do this whole rock band design with the visual screens. And like I said before, the visual screens are usually white, so they are plagued with the stage lights and this stuff is designed to absorb it. Some of these are acoustics. You could put your speakers behind the back of this, and they fell in love with the whole thing. So those are going to be awesome. We bring those out, but they won't be out until April the 5th. But I think I'm going to work on a spray-on application for the art community for projector mapping applications, because that would be pretty cool. But we'll have to do these screens will have to be crazy looking. I mean crazy looking. But I think I'm going to start with a nice big canvas surface, or nice surface, and we can't be canvas. It'll have to be like kind of a light plywood, because we're going to have to probably drill everything to it. And we're going to do spoons, forks, going to do hats, anything we want. I want to do a cereal bowl because I want to actually project cereal into the bowl. It's going to be sick. I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to do plant flower pots, everything, and just coat it. And then just convert that into some abstract art. We can project and map each individual item and bring it to life. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Or it's sunflower. I would love to do a sunflower. I can put a face on the sunflower. So even though the surface is all black, we can change it to any color we want through projector mapping applications and the technology, which means we're going to need a very high grade hologram paint to do it. And the process is already started. It's already in my head. We're going to make it. I told you, anything that comes to my head, the Lord will bless us to be able to have. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
That fast, Lord gave it to me. I need an ink pen. Ink pen, we got one right here. So it has to be spray on because it's a lot of nook and crannies you got to get into, especially when you're doing some abstract art. I'm going to pop back over to the museum again because they got a whole section here in abstract art, and I want to look at some things over there too. So now we're going to have an FLE, hologram technology. Not as good as you're not. The best way to do it so you don't overcalculate everything. And I tell people, you always want to break it down in quarts. You break it down in quarts, then what you do is you multiply it by 4 to make it into gallons. It makes it much easier. Then you don't overstep anything. If you make it where you make it at gallons first, this can make things complicated, and you can have an unbalance that can pop up anywhere in the process, and your screen can be thrown off. So you start off at 32s, and you break it down. So if you put down 2 of this and 2 of that, you break it down and you put down, well, that's going to be 8 of this or 6 of this or whatever. You break it down. Easier if you do it in quarts first and then put it into gallons. Once you got the measurements for gallons, you can put in 1 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 4 gallon. Fastest way to do it. If you start off trying to make it by the gallons, it can be complicated, it can become a headache, and you can throw your screen off. One little trick you learn. So yeah, that's done. It's in my head already. I can start my process and start working on it. God is good. Now, for those people who didn't say, well, you couldn't have got that ingredients that fast. Yeah, we did. I remember sitting there saying one day, I said, you know what? I'm going to design a gaming screen paint. Bam! We had gaming screen paints popping up all over the place. Well, I got this idea for this rear projection screen. Boom, boom, boom. Rear projection screens popping up all over the place. As a matter of fact, we're working on right now the first front and rear gunmetal screen. Because there isn't one. Right now, the Imperial, that technology developed is broken every mold on the face of the planet. It could take out any certified, even the top screens. We've done it already with it. It's the only gunmetal screen that's marketed. I think it's under $300. It's only gunmetal screen that's ultra short though compatible. You need a special screen. You can even take it outside if you want to. You can't take your gunmetal screen out there. So I was on the screen site for the physical screens. Oh, this is my gunmetal physical screen paint. And they laughed about it. I said, whoa, check this out. This is your screen, this is your screen, this is your screen. This is what my screen did to your screen. My contrast levels are far more advanced than yours. I can blend into gray screens at will. So gray screens, we can walk over there and blend right into your screen at our white levels and pour colors up, and your screens couldn't register next to it. For contrast, you can't read. And with your gunmetal physical screens, I can take my screen outside, and mine costs far less than yours. So at $100, sorry, at a 100-inch screen, you're spending $7,000, $5,000, $3,000. For under $300, we can do a screen up to 250 inches. Try to do a 250-inch screen on a screen what you paid for. Spent $6,000 for a screen. See what 250 will cost you in that size. Yeah. So now we already have that field already taken care of. The next stage is projector mapping applications. For those of you in the art community that are trying to figure out how to get the projector mapping to work better on your screens or visual effects or whatever you're trying to do, we got something for you. By next week, we'll have it already in a container. It's already done. It's already right there. By next week, I have all the ingredients. Everything will be in a container, and we'll start our abstract work. Matter of fact, we'll start with this one first, because that's going to be designed for projector mapping. So we'll coat that one first, and then I got to do some shopping. I got to go run around to Walmart, and I got to run around to thrift stores, and I got to collect all this stuff to make my abstract screen. And it's going to be jet black. We want it to come up jet black, and when we get the projector, we're going to add different colors to each one. Oh my goodness, I thought about that. If we put plastic spoons up there, we got to epoxy those things. We're not drilling it in. We can turn the plastic spoons into actual shiny silver. This is going to be fun. This is what I'm talking about. This is stuff I like to do. And it's going to be fully weatherproof. Imagine that, turning plastic spoons into shiny silverware, because we can project a map. That shine, that silver shine right onto that spoon. That's what I like about mapping. That's why I know Lifeform, oh man, that company got to come back out. Do something, come back out, something. That was a fantastic team at the there, Gidget product, we're gonna call it. It's fantastic. Because if you didn't have like the thousands and thousands of dollars to push into the programs and software and equipment to run projector mapping, they made it easy. That thing was like $1,000, that was it. And you could have projector mapping. Very easy to use. I did a fantastic job with that, but COVID took them out. I'm hoping they come back.
This is the last call for your hands to grab the wheel of a curved.
So if you notice, right, when we paint the screen, it has kind of like a leather cushion effect to it. Once it dries, everything flattens out.
Leap into your throat. Get yours.
And you don't see the whole cushion effect design to it. But that happens because the screen's wet and the cardboard pushes out. Once it dries, it all sucks back in and looks like that. I'm going to show you when we puttied. I'm hooking up a screen. I'll do a screen. Right now I'm going to do a flat screen. We had to putty all the cracks and everything and sand it down real nicely and then coat over top of it. But I'm designing something with them. Some neon lights behind the back of it. And we got that heavy cardboard. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to tell you about this. So, can't show you there because, again, I have stalkers. But I am going to build one here. I'm going to build a smaller version here. We're picking up, I told you, got that heavy cardboard, the one you got to go at it with a chainsaw. Or not chainsaw, pretty much, yeah, almost like a chainsaw. I had to take a tabletop saw to one of those bad boys. It's a very thick, heavy cardboard. They use it for building furniture with. We're going to make a 235.1 screen with one of them, and we're building our speakers completely out of cardboard. I got a buddy of mine coming in. He's really good with that kind of stuff. Installing speakers, all that crazy stuff, that's not my field, that's him. He's going to build our entire speaker system completely out of cardboard with the screen. So we're going to have our screen out of cardboard, speakers out of cardboard, soundboard, the subs, all that, all made out of cardboard. It's going to be sick. Like I said, people, we got to think outside the box. Literally. I like that slogan. Think outside the box. So, our technology, man, go pop down and get yourself some cardboard. You can go down to, well, this stuff is free. Go down to United States Postal Service, the boxes are free. Pick them up. Or if you want, you can just go down to, if you want some more heavier, more thick condensed boxes, go to Uline. Uline has bulks of boxes you can buy down there. They're not free, but they're cheap. The TV boxes I like, because the TV boxes are already thin, they're nice. You go pick those up. Go down and get some Elmer's glue and some duct tape. Now, like I said, you don't want to do the tape across because it kind of leaves lines on the screen. You want to use the duct tape as like a clamp system. That's what you want to do. We're going to build one from scratch to show you how we put together block by block. It's kind of like building with Legos or Minecraft as projection screens. And we got our other channel, which I want to change that too. I do like the projector, what do you call it? I can't think of the own name, my own product, my own channel. I forget that so much, but I'm going to change it because I want to add all 80s music. I'm doing all slideshows with that and demonstrations, but we're going to do some talk throughs on that. But yeah, I got another channel under, I think it's Projector Cardboard Cinema. Yeah, that's it right there. Projector Cardboard Cinema. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing with that channel.
Sometimes as a father who works full-time, it can be challenging to find the time.
I got my Pico projector screen too.
Helping my sons with their
Oh, wait a minute. We got to redo that one. You know why? I'm going to put little curtains up there. I want little movie curtains up there. Little movie curtains. I'm going to make a little movie theater. Oh, that'd be cool. All out of cardboard. A mini movie theater, all out of cardboard. And use our Pico projector to watch movies off. Oh, the channel's doing good. It's doing good. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Even though we got some people that came on there ranting and carrying on and acting it up, screaming and carrying on because they're upset and bitter. But yeah, thank you for coming on that channel. So we're going to make that all about cardboard. We're going to have cardboard screens on site. Definitely not on site. We're going to make the cereal box cardboard projection screen over there. The ultimate cereal cartoon projection screen. Made out of cereal boxes. Now, since cereal boxes are kind of flimsy, I'm going to have to cut them and reline them with that more of that that more stiffer cardboard, so maybe I can build a better structure with it. And then we'll glue all them together. And I want a nice little border of each one of the cereal boxes. So I was thinking about putting tape on there, but that could peel it off. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some paper over top of that and then tape it down. And then when I pull it off, I can protect that border. And I can have Captain Crunch here, Lucky Charms here, you know, all the way around as my border and my screen in the middle. And I might make a compartment at the bottom for my cereal bowl. Now, for those who don't know, this is the ship back paint. This is from a customer who did the ship back, sent the product. We thank you so much for actually sending the product back. We do appreciate that. Because again, I don't have to go through the headache of people not wanting to do the ship back, and then we got to go through that nonsense. But thank you for shipping it back. And we're able to paint the product down to the surface. And as you can see, it comes out nice and bright. We're using a 1000 projector, fully lit environment. Screen looks amazing, you know. But, you know, maybe he needed something lighter. So we're still going to ship him down a container of the platinum silver. Hey. Yes, sirree. I had somebody contact me one time and said, hey, I've made a screen out of bed sheets. Yeah, because we did that first. We started making screens out of bed sheets. Because I was paying Carl like $80, 50 to $80 for the Surface. Even though it's fantastic, Surface is fantastic. I built my 250 inch screen using Carl's products. But again, I'm always looking for a cheaper way to do stuff. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching TV, and I'm up there laying on the bed and I'm looking at the sheet and I'm like, well, how come I can't use this? Because bed sheets are cheap. So I go to Walmart and I pick up these bed sheets for like $7. And I staple it down to a surface, we paint over it, we turn it to a projection screen. And then from then on in, I don't really have to go spend the money for expensive black cloth material to paint over it, because I can just use it as a bed sheet. And that photo background drops that they have, we turn those into screens too. And then one day I was sitting in Home Depot and I saw the styrofoam and I was like, I never had a styrofoam projection screen. Did that too. Now, someone got it mixed up that I would never paint over styrofoam. Well, again, you got to crack books and you got to educate yourself at the end of the day that there are so many different forms of surfaces that will and will not work. And one of the pieces of styrofoam you don't use is packing styrofoam, because it has all those nooks and crannies in it. What you want to go for is something called insulation styrofoam, which is nice and smooth. You find it at a 4x8 over at Home Depot or Lowe's or any place out, and it comes in a seafoam green or purple. That's what you use. And somebody made that statement. You got to know what you're talking about, because I've spent so much money painting over surfaces. It's not even funny, because you have to make sure which one's going to work and which one's not going to work. Like the wallpaper surface that I have that we use in our demonstrations from time to time, I once went through thousands of dollars of fiberglass surfaces trying to figure out when it was actually going to work. It wasn't the surface that was so much the issue, it was the fact that every time we took it out of the roll, the screen had to lay nice and flat every single time. Because if it didn't, and it had a little curve up on it, guess where that curve energy was going to channel at? In the middle of your screen. So every time you would push it down, that curve would push up someplace else, like here or here or here, and that would be no good for ultra short throw or anything else whatsoever, because you would have this hill-like effect popping up in your screen because it didn't lay perfectly flat. So that's why it cost me a lot of money to keep buying these surfaces to come and go, oh, this ain't going to work, throw that in the trash. This ain't going to work, throw that in the trash. Just wasn't going to work. Until we found that over there, which means that when I roll it out, flat every single time. So you have to do all that research, even on the surface, because your stuff is not going to apply to everything. There are going to be problems that can occur. Inflatable projection screens, they take the most abuse out of any other surface. You know why? Because the screen's not going to be standing up there forever. You're going to take it down, put it up, take it down, put it up, roll it up, crinkle it up, roll it up. That screen's going to take so much abuse it's not even funny. So how well is your surface going to take to that? Is it going to crack? Is it going to peel? It's going to be to take that constant folding, backing up over and over again, blowing up, folding up. It's going to have some problems. So you have to test your stuff before you make those accusations. Polyester tarps, another very difficult surface to paint on, due to the fact that it has this shiny, light kind of silk material, and then on top of that, what makes it even harder, that and the, well, I'll get to that one later, because again, they can learn something on this, because they can paint everything they want. That basically will crack and peel. Not only will it crack and peel, but if you fold your screen up, keep in mind there's constant moisture in these screens because of the heat that may hit the screen. You can have kind of a sweat factor going on in your screen, and when they actually fold together, what's going to happen is those molecules of liquid that you can't see is transferring back and forth, and it'll melt into your screen. And when you go to pull it apart, you can't wonder why your screen fused together. That's why. Same thing with if you look at a screen, you have two different versions of screens. So you have your motorized projection screen, which has a more stiffer PVC. Again, you need that to fold up into that motor. And then you have the one that you put on your fixed frame screen, which is a little bit more softer because it's designed to expand around the frame. Well, they make this certain kind too of PVC material that doesn't have a frame. It has the grommets and it sticks to your wall wherever you're going to have it outside. Now, this is going to be a stationary screen, then it's good. But if it's not stationary and you do plan to take it down, you're going to run into some problems. Because again, it's going to trap moisture. And if it traps moisture and you fold it up, it's going to stick. Do some experiment, find out. It'll do that. So this is one of the things they didn't put in information onto their site, which is very important, that these particular surfaces can be plagued by this. Now, cotton, polyester, this is a breathable material, which means those particles don't exist there because, again, it's a screen that can breathe. Where the other surface, you're going to have issues with it. The PVC, basically, again, like I said, if it's stationary, it's not going anywhere, it's okay. But then again, you run into another problem with a stationary screen that's PVC and soft too also. If it's laying against the wall and no sunlight can hit the back of this thing, then you're okay. But if you have a screen that's standing out, and this happened to me with a fixed frame screen that had to sit on top of the deck and sunlight was hitting the back of the screen, you can have moisture pockets pop up between the paint and the surface, and you get these bubbles that lift off the screen. So that's something else we figured out too, that when we spray these screens down for outside use, they're done with a completely different coating. Why do you think I had the inflatable screen? You see me in demonstrations, take this thing down and ball it up, put it back up, ball it, never crack, never peel, because we figured that out. Came from a lot of testing. What you're going to have to do. And then on top of that, darker screens are plagued by the knockoff projectors. They don't read on darker screens. That platinum silver, that stuff's not black. Can't make it black. Screen can't read off of it. Not the knockoffs won't read off it. The Valvas, they can't read off that screen. So if you're making a darker product and you don't have it down to list it, you don't know, you haven't done any testing on these particular projectors, and your screen comes up dark and unwatchable, you got a complaint coming at you. So that's why we have certain paints that will read on that particular screen paint, on our screen paints, and certain ones won't. Found out that when we had the blacklist, we found out with the Crystal Edge, we had some darker products on that. And we had customers that they couldn't read on their Valva, WeMax, I forgot the other projector begins with an X. None of them would read at all, period. Isn't that beautiful right there? Cardboard projection screen. Look at that. United States Postal cardboard box. That's how you clamp it together. See how tight it fits when you clamp it together with the tape. So you want to glue it right in here, all the way across, but you want to clamp it there. So it stays nice and tight. Because when you put that glue on it, and rewind it so we don't miss anything. When you put the glue on it, what's going to happen is the box is going to push up a little bit. That's what's going to happen. It's going to push up a little bit, and it's going to leave a wide gap. You don't want that. You want to make sure you tape it down on each side, so that way it clamps it down, so it dries nice and tight, compressed. And then you get one of these. I like the lines in it. I don't know, some people don't like the lines. I like the lines in the game because it kind of gives me like that whole monitor, all hooked together thing. I don't know. Yep. That's when I get that claim that says unwatchable. Mind you, I'm going to just say something real quick. This is the people who basically do wrong by our company. You file a complaint against me on PayPal and you state my product is unwatchable, we go to court. The reason why is because, again, the product is watchable. We've had done, we can show a judge at the end of the day, we had shipbacks come back. Shipbacks is a blessing to me. It's a blessing. You know why shipbacks is a blessing to me? We get a product that was in a customer's hands back here to do the demonstration again. And we don't do it on a high professional projection screen, the cardboard boxes. And we use our 720p projector. Everything's all low bottom, low grade, fully lit environment, doesn't make a difference. Certified screen, put against that, the screen paint worked perfectly fine. Was able to dominate the certified screen, show much better image and color, contrast. White levels were very good on the certified, as I said before. So how is this product unwatchable with diamond? And do that. See what I mean? So if you make a claim like that, and again, PayPal already recognized, my Lord already recognized, we got that money put right back in our account from that last fellow from England. They put that money right back into our account, transferred it into our account. PayPal has recognized now that we have batch numbers under all our products and that we request shipbacks for the product to be retested again. Now, see if the customer decides that, okay, we'll do a chargeback on them. Well, then we take you to court. The chargeback is going to be about 90 days before you ever see your money. I'll make that 1,000 times over with no problem. But you won't see that for 90 days. But because you did a chargeback on us, that means you went to a bank or an institution and you lied about something saying it didn't work when it actually did work. So with that being said, this is why we take you to court. Because again, you're not going to keep both my products. You're not going to keep my screen and my money. That's not going to happen. One of them got to come back. So, and if you're going to discredit my product by saying that it doesn't work and make false accusations about me that are not true, then we'll find all of us will be sitting in court. And guess what? I'm going to have your product sitting there. And you're going to paint it right on in. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to do this on the same projector. And think about what you're getting yourself into. So for that $160, that $200, or that $400 is going to cost you $12,000, including court costs. And mind you, if you did file the chargeback with your bank and you did lie to them, then that means you're going to have charges against your bank for bank fraud. Slippery slope. Don't travel down. It's better to just send it back here. Let's run our tests to it. We contact you. We go from there. And then we basically, you can sit there and be honest with me and say, well, you know, I'm not ready for that dark technology yet. And we advise you to read through. We make 3 different forms of this paint. All right, no problem. We'll send you out a gallon for free. But we're going to change something in the shipping policy. For now on, I will not be paying for the shipping to send it back. Want to try something? No. I'll pay for the shipping to send it back. You're going to pay for the shipping to send it to us. Because I don't think it's fair that I got to fit the whole bill for everything. I'm already taking something that's going to cost us around $300-something, and I'm shipping it to you for free. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it where you ship it to us. That is the cost that you will bear, and we'll ship it back to you. And ship it to you when you first got the product. So consider it that way. For those people who feel that, oh, that's not, it is a good deal. Because at the end of the day, technically, if I bring your product back here and it's working perfectly fine, I don't have to give you jack at the end of the day. I can send that right back to you.
Even though we're a tech channel,
Put in whatever I used at the end of the day back in there, and that's it. Because we can show the product works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it at all whatsoever. I try to work with my customers, and I try to do what we can to make sure they have a proper working product. But again, we humor that. Because again, you know, product has a batch number on it. I can take you to court anywhere on the face of the planet with a batch number. And I can show you right here. Here we go. This is the product working, everything. Any claim you made against that batch number is going to cover it. But the ship back is even more evidence, because now we have the actual product here, and we can actually do this demonstration live for everybody to see. And it works perfectly fine. Now, if you tell me, yeah, it's too dark, you know what I mean? I'm used to a more or higher white level, then we send you a product for free. But you're not paying for it, we send it to you for free. But you're still going to have to basically pay for that shipping to come here, because I can't do all of them at the same time. It costs me a lot of money, including the product I'm sending to you for free. It costs me money.
I love Thomas's English muffins.
And for any naysayers out there who want to sit there and say at the end of the day, well, that's this, that, and the other, where are your tests? Don't sit there and rant and carry on about my policies at the end of the day. Where are your tests? Because right now, everything on your site right now is a chargeback. Literally, and a chargeback that can stand too at that. So, everything you have on your site is a chargeback or a have not described. Oh, I like this one, the fruit. Oh, can we get a white piece of paper up here? Yeah, let's get a white piece of paper up here. So yeah, we do it that way. Just sit there and go, oh, this and no that. Why are you worrying about me at the end of the day? You guys really seriously need to have your testing done. Ugh. I gotta build a screen for Taco. Taco wants a cardboard screen. Now, I'll give you the boxes that we're using for this one. And then we have the big ones don't all, they're big, but they stand up too far from the wall. I don't know what you're going to do with those at the end of the day, to tell you the truth. I don't know. Build a cool frame with it. I don't know. Oh my goodness, I just thought about something. I'm going to build my Stargate. Yeah, I can build a Stargate. I can build our Stargate with those boxes. As a matter of fact, with the medium-sized boxes, I can build a Stargate with that thing. The medium, the large, the medium, I can build a Stargate with it. Interesting. All right, let me see what we're doing here. Call forward. No. Now, I don't want anybody to feel at the end of the day, oh, if we send the paint back, we're going to get, no, you're not going to get sued if you send the paint back at all, period. We just want to basically look into it, because if you made these statements, I'm not going to call you a liar on the phone, even though the product's tested, even though we know it's going to work when it gets here, but we just want to make sure we cover everything. We'll contact you from there, and then basically, you know, we'll send you a lighter one. Because I already know what it is. We'll send you a lighter one. Now, some customers get it. They like dark technology. They enjoy it. That's what they like. That's why we make several different levels of the product. So we'll just send you out another one for free. That's the end of it right there. And like I said, customers who do the sendbacks, they're the ones we love. Because they're the ones at the end of the day that maybe that's what they feel what their theory is. So we have to basically help them out and show them that, you know, the product is tested. It does work. Sometimes the talk back and on the phone is not enough. Sometimes, you know, just bringing the product down over here and let's do the demonstration, and we go from there. Then we try to work out a solution to help them out. That's what we do. But most companies, oh, heck no. Most companies, you send something back to them, like, oh, no. It works, 100%. What's your problem at the end of the day? That's how they're going to treat you at the end of the day. Well, you know what? I don't even care. We're going to send the same thing back to you. Well, if you got a problem with that, you can just take it to court. We don't care. That's how they're going to treat you. A lot of you not. Care about that. Go to a shop to get a part for your car. I mean, unless they're in the wrong, they're going to tell you. But if they're not in the wrong, they're going to hit there and say, nah, it's going to cost you. Well, you can take your part, take this, to get the heck out of my shop. That's what you can do. That's how they're going to treat you at the end of the day. Get the heck out of my shop. And we got a white piece of paper up there.
I love making personalized gifts. They're a way to show someone how much they mean to me. My name is...
Yeah, you can put them labels in there. Put them labels in there. Put them labels. You got to put them thank you cards in there. I'm getting thank you cards from my customers. Should have been had thank you cards a long time ago for you guys. Ugh. Ugh, the sound you make when you're getting old. Ugh, ugh. The first minute you make that sound, it is begun. So it has begun. Man, I went to one place that was other than my cheesesteak store. They got one cheesesteak store I go to. It's the first cheesesteak store I went to when I first came up here. Oh, the cheesesteaks are freaking unbelievable. They're like $27 cheesesteaks, but man, they are freaking worth it. It's a big cheesesteak. It's a big cheesesteak. It's like a 2-foot cheesesteak for $27. But man, it is freaking best cheesesteak we ever had. Well, for me, it's the best cheesesteak I ever had. I don't know. For some reason, they say Philly cheesesteak, but how do you forget the melted cheese? Like, how do you make a Philly cheesesteak and you forget the melted cheese? You're supposed to caramelize the freaking onions and mix that all with the steak, and you put the peppers and everything. All that gets cooked together, and then you put the, you put the melted cheese on top of that. The sliced cheese. I like mine sharp. And when all that's done, and you put that in the roll, then you put that melted cheese. You drizzle it all in. That's the real Philly cheesesteaks. But nope, they always forget the melted cheese. You gotta remind them of the melted cheese. And then they put too much in. You put too much melted cheese in, it overpowers everything else. And all you taste is melted cheese. Gee whiz. Yeah. That's the burnt about that. Very few places I can go that can do that right. Let's get, oh yeah, let's our white levels. 4K snow screensavers. For some reason, I swear, every time I mention something on this microphone, I want to go, survey says, ding ding. All right, see if that white surface can turn my screen unwatchable. Nah. So yeah, we're going to build cardboard box home theater system. Even the speakers are made out of cardboard. My buddy's doing all that work. He's gonna hook them up. Is that cardboard? Yeah, cardboard. Yeah, ain't a bad idea because cardboard's good insulation. You're gonna foam the inside and all that good stuff. There's a sturdy sound to it. You're gonna hook it up. Whole system out of cardboard. And since we got coating, we can convert anything we want. I can't wait till we do the bed sheets. That's gonna be fun. Oh, the acoustic screens. Did you see the zombie display on the acoustic screens? Do you have any idea how crazy that's gonna look come Halloween? That's gonna look absolutely insane. I think they're gonna sell out. Most people you can use it for home theater because that screen's designed to do everything. So you can do it for home theater, you can do it for DJ, special effects. It's front and rear technology, fully weatherproof and portable, which I'm gonna take that thing everywhere. But can you imagine that zombie display right there alone? How cool that's gonna look in your driveway, garage, wherever you're gonna have it at. And since that screen is jet black, it'll blend into anything. Man, that's gonna freak out your neighbors. That's gonna be a hot commodity. I actually got a storefront window we're gonna do the zombie display at. And the way I like that display, because you don't see him at first, but it's pop up on the screen. Oh, we're gonna have some fun with that. I'm gonna show you one of the storefronts we're gonna put it into their window. We're gonna do it for free. Because again, it's advertisement. It's free advertisement. Alright, let's go over here and let's grab, let's see, we got this trickling fire, but let's go over here real quick. Let's do this, let's do the doggy, the snow doggy.
With Pro Plan Sport, incredible happens here. But it starts.
Man, we had 5 days of weather in the 60s and 70s. And now everybody's like, oh, it's 30-something degrees outside. Like, come on, spring, fight for it. Fight for it. It's t-shirt weather, man. It's t-shirt weather. Go outside and chill. I mean, I like the cold weather, don't get me wrong. I love snow and all that. But after a while, when you start getting that warm weather kicking in, you feel that oh man, how amazing it feels outside with the heat and all. You just want it to be that way. Man. Gee whiz, man. Yeah, it's funny because then summertime will kick in. And you get that blistering. Actually, I like heat. I like all of it. When you get heat waves don't bother me at all, period. Heat waves is fantastic. Sweating, people don't like to sweat. Sweating is a fantastic way to get rid of all the toxins in your body. That's what it does. Gets rid of all the toxins, all the pollution, everything out of your body. one of the things I learned, you know, when I was on that medication they had me on for the whole lung disease thing, is that the stuff that was going into my system was literally killing me. It wasn't even helping me. It was literally killing me. It was like having the check engine light pop on in your car, and you know, you do something to tinker with it, disappear for a while, but eventually it pop up again. That's all it did. Now maybe some medications work for other people, but that's how it felt for me at the end of the day. And that prednisone, man, at the end of the day, that stuff, man, made you gain weight. And I didn't realize how heavy I was getting until I looked at myself when I saw someone making a nasty comment about me. By the way, I'm 180 pounds, and yeah, I'm fit as a fiddle. You'll see me with my t-shirts on this summer. That's why I can't wait for t-shirt to come out. T-shirt to come out. I got my power twist, my weight set. I got a bench over there. Do my lifts on. I work out twice a day, 7 days a week, and on top of that, I walk my distance, which means from here, I walk from 5th all the way up to my sister's at 7th, and from 7th all the way up to 15th Street, where I used to live at my old place, and then I walk back home. I do that every day. I got the money to take the lift, but I refuse to take it because it builds my muscles, my chest, and all that. It allows me to breathe better. And I've been working on this, and I do it in the snow. I test myself to see exactly what my body can basically take at the end of the day. So, yeah, you get a chance to see me in t-shirt weather, but that was a wake-up call for me. It actually kind of helped me because when I saw myself, I've never been that person. If you've seen my Facebook picture, yeah, I was 250 pounds and I was built like a brick wall. I worked out constantly all the time. But when I got sick, all that stopped. Like I couldn't lift weights anymore, could barely breathe, and then, you know, you eating whatever, and then I started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when I saw that picture of me sitting there with the red shirt, I was like, oh heck no, this is not gonna happen. I've never been a kind of person at the end of the day that I can't see my sneakers or ain't even have the belly, none of that. No, no, we don't do that at all, period. So I got myself off that prednisone. I started breaking it down because they had me at something like 30 milligrams, and I started breaking it down, like breaking the pills in half and weaning myself off of it. And then once I got myself off that stuff, I started working out a little bit more, doing my push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, stuff like that, slowly and gradually to get myself used to it. And a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer is very, very important because, again, that's the one the Lord came in and took the disease from me. Having used inhalers, and God knows I don't even know how long I've used an inhaler for, but and then getting myself down to controlling what I eat, because the biggest thing is basically controlling what you eat, being able to tell yourself no, that you can't have something when you know you can have it. That's the hardest thing. So instead of basically having all these snacks inside the house, I just filled the house with fruits and vegetables because when I got hungry, that's the only thing that was there for me to eat. I refused to bring anything in that house whatsoever. Got myself down to training down to 1 meal a day. So when you eat 1 meal a day, what happens is it shrinks your stomach. You ever not eat for a couple of days and then go out and buy all this food, think you're going to eat all that stuff and you can't? You take 2 bites and you're done. Can't even finish the rest of it. That's what that does. So we were in training. They would teach us to eat 1 meal a day. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch. So by the time it got around to dinner, that's when I would eat. So I had 1 meal a day. And when you have 1 meal a day, your stomach shrinks, which means you can't eat as much as you want to. Soda, yeah, I have this something called cheat day. My cheat day is once a month. Now I cheated a little bit more this month, but next month I got to reset it. I'm allowed to have fast food. It can't be fried. None of the food can be fried at all, period. No fried foods. Everything has to be boiled because that cholesterol and stuff. Eggs, I'd stop eating eggs altogether. I don't touch. I haven't eggs in years. Sugar is my weak part. I love sugar. I do love cookies and all that stuff like that. But keep in mind that once you get yourself down to that system where you're working out and you're used to working out, because your body will literally start to crave this workout if you do it enough. I mean, I'll leave the house and I'll get done doing maybe an hour and a half workout. And by the time I leave the house, my body's craving to be on the chin up. I love the chin up. I love that so much. Or doing push-ups or sit-ups. So what I do is when I was working at the other place, I would just find a spot that Anywhere I want, anytime I pass the room, I had to do 10 push-ups. Do 10 push-ups all day long, yeah, it kind of adds up. Adds up to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. I keep doing these push-ups. So anywhere I was at, I would just hit push-ups. Anywhere I was at, I do hit push-ups. Anywhere I was at, I hit push-ups. Either I was going up or downstairs, I hit push-ups. And I constantly took the stairs all the time. Another way to burn my weight off even faster. But yeah, getting it down to one meal, cut out eggs, all that stuff. Canned goods are nightmares. Canned good is processed foods is dangerous, extremely dangerous. Yeah, I don't go near any of that anymore. I had a bad experience anyway. But yeah, got myself down to 180 pounds. No stomach, nothing. Bam. And that workout, got to get that workout in because it'll make a difference. They tell you they'll take diet pills and, you know, produce you don't have to exercise. It's a freak, you do have to exercise. Who's afraid you don't have to exercise? Yes, you do have to exercise. You got to exercise every freaking day. Every day you got to exercise. Every day. Because if not, your body's going to try to kill you when you reach my age. It's going to try to kill you. You're young, let me explain something to you. You smoke, drink, do drugs and all that, it's going to come back to get you when you reach my age. You got to pay for it. One way or another, you got to pay for it. It's going to come get you. It's going to come get you where things are going to matter most to you. When you're young and you feel like you're indestructible. You can do whatever you want to do. But some of you may scave it and get past it and live a good life, and some of you won't. I'm just telling you from the truth what's going to happen. I never smoked. I don't drink. I don't do any kind of drugs whatsoever. My addiction is sugar. I like sugar. That's what I like. Never had a thing for any other thing. But I have friends that did do all that stuff. And as they got older, when you have your career, when you have your kids, when you have your home and your life established, this is when life will come back to pay you back. Oh, you remember all that stuff you did back in the day? Well, this is what you got now. This is what we give back to you. And that's where you're going to need your body the most to be able to fight off some of the things that are going to happen to you as you start to age. How much have you invested in your body? It's how much you're going to get back. Yep. But then again, every once in a while, there's some strange individuals which I will never understand how the freak they're still standing. I knew a woman who drank and smoked every freaking day. She didn't gain any weight whatsoever, and she lived to be like 100-something years old. I'm like, what? Some people are like that. I don't know what it is, or genetics, or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm like, what in the world? Smoked, and I'm not talking about cigarettes. I'm talking about cigars. Every freaking day, you would see her with the combo. You would have the cigar between the fingers, and you would have the drink, and how they would smoke and drink at the same time. I never figured out how they did that nonsense. But anyway, she was one of them. Nice person. Lived to be like 100-something years old. Some people got it that way. They do. Most of them, they don't. So do want to make sure that you take care of your investment. Because imagine if I caught that lung disease and I was a smoker or a drinker. That's what the doctor told me at the end of the day. He said, you know what? You're lucky. You don't smoke and you don't drink and you exercise. I was in good shape when I got sick. I was in excellent shape when I got sick. So I trained all the time. And because I was in good shape and because I didn't smoke or drink or didn't do any of this stuff, when the disease came calling and it hit me, basically I was able to fight it. And mind you, it scares me to think, and it was pretty bad too, because it almost killed me a couple of times. But it scared me to think that if I was a heavy smoker or drinker, if I didn't work out and take care of myself, how badly that stuff would have hit me when that disease got in my system like that. How bad it would have been. Probably would have ended up in a wheelchair. Probably would have ended up with a tank up my nose, and all this would have never happened at all. Period. But because I worked out and kept myself in shape, and I took care of myself. I was able to deal with it. And again, my Lord and Savior coming in, he took it out. And that's it. I went right back to normal. Now, I can't wait to see my doctor. I haven't seen my doctor in about 4 years. I'm making a visit to go see them. Because they're the ones that sat there and told me at the end of the day, they said, well, you're going to have this disease for a long time. You're going to be, we got a lot of test medications. We want to, have you try out. Some new things are coming out. And we're going to help you get through this process. And I'm looking at them like, God already got this taken care of. I'm good. I ain't telling them that, but that's why I'm looking at them. Now, when I come in there, I'm not going to be the 280 pounds when I came in there. and the heavy breathing and all that. No, I'm going to be a lean 180 pounds, which I am now, with my nice tone, got my body all put together nicely, got my muscles in, bam, bam, bam. My chest moves when I talk. I love that part. The chest moves when you talk. I'm not huge or gigantic. No, I got a nice fit built for my size. That's what I wanted. And I got it where I got my chest nice and tight. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, having fun here. I can't wait for t-shirt weather. You have no idea. I have so much fun in t-shirt weather. But anyway, I'm going to go in there looking a whole different person and run their little tests and then find out that it's not there anymore. And you can thank Jesus for that, because that's who took care of it. Yep. God took care of that. That's the same thing when I got in a car accident. I got hit by a car one day. Oh, that was a crazy day, too. It was really crazy. And I knew it was going to happen, too. It was weird. You ever feeling something tell you that something bad's going to happen to you? And you know it's going to happen to you? And there's no way out of it? Like, you definitely know 100%. And I literally told everybody in my family, I had a strange feeling that I was going to get hit by a car. And they looked at me like, you're crazy. You're just doing too much at the end of the day. You mean you have this weird feeling that a car's just going to come out of nowhere and just hit you. And I said, yeah, I got a weird feeling. Like every time I went near the lights would automatically change to red. Like it'd be green, and the minute I step foot, bam, it'd be red. Like it was just going to happen. And it got to a point where I'm one of those people where I'm not going to stay in the house. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to take it head on. If it's going to happen, it's just going to happen. So you know what I did? I went downtown and I bought myself, and this is way back, I bought myself a Sony Walkman. And these big, I call it my portable party system. Bought these big, huge JVC headsets. And I said, well, if it's going to happen, at least I can hear music when it happens. Because I'm not the type of person to back down and get afraid and be a coward at the end of the day like some people, you know what I mean? That's what they do. No, I take it head on. And you know what happened? One day, I walked across the street and the music stopped. I got hit by a car. I told everybody in my family it was going to happen. No one believed me. And I happened to walk across the street, just got finished seeing my brother, who worked over at Hanneman. And he did medical records over there. And as I was walking across the street, the music stopped. I listened to Guns N' Roses. And the music stopped. And all I noticed when I came down, car struck me. I went through the windshield. That's why you see the scars on my forehead sometimes. I went through the windshield. I pulled out of the windshield and flipped over the top of the car, which I'm surprised it didn't snap my neck in the process, and bounced off the back of the car and hit the ground. Boom. Now, it happened so fast that I thought someone struck me in the back of the head with a baseball bat, because I was wearing these Giorgio Bettini boots, or Giorgio Bettini boots? Doc Johnson's combat boots. I had those on. I paid about $112 for those. I had a lot of silver on because I was in the heavy metal stage. You know, some people don't know it's not real, but, you know, people will rob you for just about anything. And I had this yellow Sony Walkman. They were about $150 with my JVC headsets on, and they were like $230. So I figured somebody was mugging me for them when I got hit. So I thought I got struck with a bat at first. And as I started to look up, I realized that the car, I got struck by a car, and I said, dang, somebody got hit by a car? I was in shock. I didn't realize I got hit by the car. And then I looked down, and I just see drops of blood hitting the ground, like heavier and heavier and heavier. I'm like, oh, shoot, I got hit by a car. Because I hear in the back, like, somebody got hit by a car. I got hit by a car. I'm thinking, who the freak got hit by a car? I got hit by the car. And I'm sitting there, and I look up, and I feel this burning sensation all across my face. And I'm like, what the freak? And I look down, and I see all this blood dropping down the front of me. I go, oh, I got hit by the car. I got up, and I walked across out of the street, and I walked into a store, and I sat down, and my leg was broken in 3 places, and I didn't know it because I was in shock. And I sat there, and I kept saying my name over and over again because I didn't want to go into shock. I didn't want to die. And I remember a woman coming in with a child, and she covered the woman's face. I said, oh, shoot, it must be bad. That's what I thought to myself. But I cracked jokes to the whole thing, because I had a brand new pair of boots on, Doc Johnson's I just purchased. And I'll never forget the paramedics coming in, and they're taking me out, and the guy was trying to take off. I did see the guy trying to take off. I seen all these guys jumping on his car. Like, they were stomping his car down. Like, they weren't going to let him go. So he couldn't go anywhere, because everybody saw that. They jumped in, I guess, to help me out. So they put me inside the emergency vehicle. The closest place would be Hanneman, where my brother was at. And I just got finished telling this guy I was going to get hit by this car. And he said, it's funny because he came in here and he told me about this dream about him getting hit by this car. And here he is, got hit by a car. And I remember the woman was about to cut my boots. And I was like, oh, please. I just got them boots. They were like 2 days old. They were these purple with the gel bottoms. They were gorgeous. And she cut my boots. And I was like, oh, my goodness. Why don't you just bury me with my boots on? I was cracking jokes the entire time. Okay, I was shocked. I don't know. But I do remember them rushing me in. I do remember seeing the lights on the ceiling flashing, going back and forth. And I remember seeing my brother pop up right alongside of me. I remember going through all that, and I remember the cursing. Oh my goodness, the cursing. I must call them doctors every curse word in the book, because I had all these fragments of glass in my face, and they had to pull these out. You don't know extreme pain if you get glass in your retinas and your eyes and stuff like that, and you're watching these shards being pulled out, and they were sticking needles all in my forehead to try to get me to basically sedate it, and there's blood all over the place. So long story short, ended up on the top floor, sitting there watching TV, got this huge giant brace on my leg, my kneecap is broken in multiple places, got screws on my kneecaps, and all these stitches in my face looking like a Frankenstein monster. And the guy, yeah, he didn't go anywhere. He had full insurance. I got $72,000 out of that lawsuit. Nothing to show for it because I was young. I spent it all like a dummy. But anyway, yeah, ended up in that nonsense. Then they transferred me back home, and I figured, well, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. This is how long ago it was. I bought a Sega Genesis. That shows you how long it was. A Sega Genesis. My family went down to go pick everything up for me. I just sat in bed and played games. There was nothing else I could do. That was it. Go to sleep and eat. Go to sleep and eat. I was busted up. And I remember my attorney was Rand Spear. It was Rand Spear. It was Rand Spear. It wasn't Rand Spear. It was something Rothenberg. Alan Rothenberg. That's what it was. I chose him. Yeah, Alan Rothenberg. And they came down to the house and took pictures and everything. And the guy was like, well, you got to open the shut case. All these witnesses saw it. The guy couldn't take off. They caught him. You know what I mean? He's got full insurance on this vehicle. And that's basically about it. And I remember, after all that nonsense, it took years for it to go through. Years, literally. So after I was all patched up and ready to go, everything was back to normal and so forth. I remember walking stiff. I had a little limp to me because my leg was busted. And I had to walk with this cane. And I met this woman. I forget, some female I met a long time ago. I don't know who it was. I met this female a long time ago. She was it's interesting. She was a nurse that worked for physical therapy. We actually started dating. I didn't even know she worked for physical therapy. She's the one who helped me get my leg back to where it was. And again, praying. My mom prayed on me all the time. Every time she came in the room, she was praying on me, praying on me, praying on me. And I remember going to see the doctor. I still had that little bit of limp, and the doctor was like, well, Mr. Bird, I mean, you're never going to skate again, because I love freaking skating. I love skating. I love hockey so much. Man, I spent a lot of my time on skates. But anyway, and they were telling me I was never going to skate again. And I was like, nah, I'm going to skate again. I'm going to do all the things I want to do at the end of the day. You can't tell me nothing what I can't do. And I said, well, whatever you got to do, whatever you got to do. And I never forget that time, man. When I was dating this woman, she was teaching me how to bend my legs and doing the exercise. I did that every day. I don't care if it hurt, how much pain I had to go through. I was getting back on my skates. And I got back on my skates. And I got my settlement money, because I was working at this job. And I had a nasty confrontation with the head chef. She was a racist. She didn't like black people. And she would say all kinds of nasty stuff under her mouth. And I was basically working there, to help out with my family a little bit. And I remember one day I walked in. And I never forget, she came in and she called me all these nasty names, And as a gay guy was a chef, he worked there with me too. And the dishwasher was gay. And he was cool as I was. One for him, I wouldn't have showed up for that job at all. Made my time pass by a lot faster. So hanging out with him and joking and laughing with him, the day got through. We helped each other out. But when she fired him, I said, man, I'm just trapped in here with this racist woman all day long. And I never forget that time she called me a boy, and I flipped. And that was it. I quit. I'm done. I'm packing my stuff up, getting my gear on, walking out the door. I quit. I'm done. And I got to the payphone. I said, Mom, I'm sorry I had quit my job. She said, oh, it's okay, baby. Lawyers call. Go pick your money up. Oh, yeah. Boy, that was a crazy day. 70, it wasn't 72,000, it was less than that because the lawyers take their cut. So it was around like 60-something thousand, $63,000. Man, I have a banking account. Nothing. So I'm sitting at this big check in my hand that they signed and give it to me. I'm like, gee whiz, what the freak am I doing with this? Because, I just lost my job. I quit my job. And I got like 62 grand on me. And I'm thinking, I don't even have a banking account. I don't even know what to do. How am I going to cash this thing, right? So I talked to my mom. My mom knew some people at the cash checking place. They went in and they went behind the back and they gave me my money. They said, well, how you want that? I said, well, I'll take the rest of the money orders and I'll take $15,000 in cash. Now, mind you, I didn't tell anybody was going up there because I didn't want to get robbed. So I basically took the subway home. And yeah, you talk about a person being super paranoid. I had $15,000 in my pocket and I had a bag on me that had the rest of the money on me. When I finally got home, I lived in an ultra-violent neighborhood. But the good thing I had ties and people knew me up there. I didn't know anybody knew anything, but I was kind of walking home like a stiff man. And when I got into the house, I basically put the money in a shoebox and I sat there in the corner and I just stared at the wall. I didn't know what to do with it. Now I messed up, and I'll tell you why I messed up. Because at that particular time, that entire neighborhood, this was somewhere between like 2 years of being in this neighborhood. Temple was watching this neighborhood the entire time. 15 years from that day, Temple came in and bought the entire neighborhood and gentrified it, and all the houses went up in value. Which means that if I had went in and I spent $1,000, which that's what the houses were costing at that time, $500 to $1,000, and I had bought 10 of those vacant houses, had them gutted, had them cleaned out, paid the taxes on it, whatever had to be done, and cleaned the house. As long as I kept them clean, I had to fix them up. Temple came through 15 years later, I'd have got $250,000 per house. But I was young, so I spent the money on dumb stuff. Nothing to show for it, not a thing. Spent all that money. Yep. But the interesting about all that is that when I was sitting there, I went out and I bought myself some Mission skates. I bought one at the top of the lines. I paid about $1,000 for my Mission skates. I paid for my gloves. I had the jersey, Mission jersey, hockey stick. I bought the aluminum hockey stick. I bought everything. Everything was Mission. Everything. Spent another $500 on wheels alone. Wheels, bearings, all that stuff that I need. Everything. The bags, all that stuff. Helmet, everything, which I barely ever wore. When I bought all that, and I remember I was with a group of friends who were skating over the side. There's a little hill that comes up on Spring Garden before you hit the hospital. And I remember seeing my doctor out there. He's the one that told me I was never going to skate again. And I saw him out there skating. I was sitting on the street skating and looking at him and saying, hey, Doctor, mind you, I wasn't much of a Christian back then. I'm not going to say the curse word. But hey, Doctor so-and-so and so. And he was like, hello. I was like, yes, it's the curse word. And all the other my friends, because they're a wild pack of dogs with me, they all cursed him out too. Remember you said I was never going to walk again? Remember you said I was never going to skate again? Blank, yeah. And because again, my group of friends fed off my energy and they were psychotic like me when we skated. They all started cursing him out too. Yeah, that was a funny day too. We skated off. So, I can't even tell which one got broken, to tell you the truth. God's amazing. That's when God sits there and tell you that, oh, you're this, doctors tell you this, that, and the other. I put faith in God. All right, we've been on here a while, haven't we? Yes, we have been on here a while. I am going to get off of here because I have cookies coming in. I'm getting my cookies. And then we're going to suit up. Taco got a new bubble bag coming in. Bam, 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 bam. At the end of the year, I will be leaving my other place that I got up downtown because I got plans to go someplace else. I'm looking at something else that I want. And I need a bigger workshop too. So I'm leaving this place too. I'm getting myself a bigger workshop. I have some very big business deals coming in for the new technology, and it's going to beat the capital up quite nicely. I just want to give me the opportunity to basically get some things that I want to get for myself, and that's what I'm working on. Why do you think we're launching so much technology, all this stuff that's coming out? Because this stuff is not only just for the customers, it's embedded in contracts. That's why you're going to see this technology pop up, that technology pop up, just that and the other. Yeah, because not only are we doing this to make money, yes, to sell for customers and stuff, but it's also too to sweeten our contracts. All right, we had fun on a cardboard projection screen.
Now streaming only on Disney Plus.
17 years of music, one.
Switzerland, baby. Switzerland. Ah, man, I forgot about that, man. I'm getting hit by a car. Did that twice, too. Really got hit by a car twice. When I was young, and did it when I was older. So when I watch the movie, somebody get hit by a car and they go through the windshield, come out like, ah, yeah, I did that one already. Been there, done that. And survived it because I should have been dead. I had plenty of opportunities, I said, in the day to have my life taken, and I'm still here because God has a purpose for me. When you go through all that in life, everything that I've been through in life, and you're still breathing and still living, God has a purpose for you. Man, look at that. Good gracious. That right there, that would be me coming down the side of a hill on a mountain bike. Chances are I'll probably end up over in that lake somewhere, or that river somewhere, but yeah, you can't pass it. That opportunity, my goodness, that's beautiful. This would be the perfect place to live. Lottie and I. You have no neighbors. They're miles away from you. I would literally put a rail card up there. I would pay an engineer to put a rail card up there. That'd be freaking hot. Man, I would have it at the top of the hill and it would go right to my place. Chances are I'd probably make money off of it. People would probably pay me to go down that thing, like, go knock yourself out. Go fishing. Man. But it's interesting. Most people live in places like this. They love where they live at and would never come to the city. But some people basically want to see what the city life is like. Oh, see right there, that little island in the middle? That is actually perfect to put a house on. That's absolutely perfect to put a house on. I wonder how you could buy that. Can you buy that section right there? Oh, you could hook that up. I mean, I'll keep all the trees and everything on it. Yeah, definitely. But a nice little house, it's actually much bigger than you think. It's actually a lot bigger because look at it from a distance. But that would make a nice setup right there. And then the zombie apocalypse, zombies can't swim. Did you know that? Perfect setup. They can walk underwater. Yeah, they can't drown, technically, because they're dead already. But they can't swim. And if you know anything about actually being under the ocean, yeah, there's a lot of canyons down there. So they're just going to keep dropping lower and lower and lower. But yeah, till they implode. But anyway, yeah, that'd be awesome right there. That'd be the perfect setup. You have no neighbors at all. And if you basically love fishing, gee whiz Louise. There you go. That is beautiful. The first thing that pops up in my head when I see stuff like that is basically about the weather. Now, if you had a really bad storm and you got waves crashing in, but if you're ready to make the house so basically contract, that's a lot of work at the end of the day. This is how my brain functions at the end of the day. It's not a normal function, it's just the way my head functions. It's kind of like that kind of a James Bond kind of functioning thinking. Like I would have a house that basically would actually contract a little farther down past the ocean floor, so that way if there were waves that were crashing in, they wouldn't hit the house at all, period, because the house can actually bring itself inward. You know, like a bomb shelter. And you could actually bring the house back up, which would be pretty cool. If you had that kind of money to buy something like that, you could build that anyway. Because that's what I would have it. But you could fish. Oh man, I would have a section out there, like a whole barbecue set there for just basically grilling fish, fry fish, smoked fish. I love fish. Make some fresh bread, biscuits. Oh, my goodness. When you get in the wintertime, if it's cold out there and the lake freezes, that's hawky. You go there and do some skating around. Oh man, it'd be beautiful. Ice fishing too on top of that. You can still fish. Oh, have a ball out there. Let me see something. Is that the town on that side? There's nothing around you. Like, literally, there's nothing around you. Oh, there's one house right there. Hold on. Go back a little bit on that. Look at that. Look at that. That little house right there. Do those people understand how blessed they are at the end of the day? I probably look at the stuff that we have over here like, wow, I would love to be in the city. No, the freak you don't, man. If you ever came up here to live over here, like, good gracious, how do you people stand it up here? Just do. Look at that. That is blissed happiness. You wake up in the morning, there's no buildings in front of you, no screaming and yelling people, none of that, no cars, nothing. You just wake up in the morning, you got that beautiful lake out there, look at that hillside. Look at the mountains in the background. That is your view. At this particular point, who cares about internet and TV? You don't even need it. If you could stare at that every day. I love when they have those things on Facebook talking about, would you give up technology for a year? Yeah, heck yeah, I would. Oh, longer than that. A lot longer than that. All of this, yeah. Taco, I'll go put one of those outfits on you with the little, like the yodel pants, you know what I mean? They had the swings. Yeah, we'll go up there and we'll just chill. I'll blend into the everything. Oh, heck yes, I would give up technology. I'll make it 5 years and we got a deal. Gee whiz Louise. Well, I'll find stuff to do, trust me. My goodness, that's beautiful. Couldn't imagine it. Well, why would you need a TV? What a freak! I want to be stuck on my face in a TV when I can look out the window and see that all day. Oh man, that'd be amazing. Tell you one thing I would invest in is a mountain bike, because I'm definitely going down some hills. Wow, that's beautiful. Get yourself a nice boat, take it all the way down over there, just chill out in the middle, do a little fishing. Man. That's a good life. That's what people want. That's where I'm going to invest when I get everything settled in at the end of the year. I'm pushing to get my company where I need to get it at, get my company contract as much as possible. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get me my 7 or 20 acres in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to build me a nice little house out there and I'm going to chill. The day when God calls my name, I'm coming home. Look at that. Somebody got a boat out there already. Bet you don't even need a fishing license to be out there. Look, they got boats out there already. Oh, there's the town. There's the town right there. So you're not that far from town. When you really think about it, if you're farther out this way, you still got access to get down to town. Man, that is living right there. Look, no skyscraper buildings. Now, most people would see this. Some people, not say most, some people would see this and they'll look at this as an absolute complete nightmare. You know, got no nightclubs, can't party, can't do that. Now, oh, you're young. Wait till you get older. You reach my age, you're like, oh, you won't be able to tolerate it anymore. I remember when I wanted to live downtown. My biggest dream was to live downtown, Center City, get myself a nice studio apartment, be right down there with the noise and the people and the action. Got a waterfall popped up right over there. Look at that. You know, that's where I wanted to be, downtown. And I had a brother who was living downtown. He was like, no, you're going to hate it down here. Never could understand why he played his stereo system 24/7 in his building. He never turned off the stereo. It played jazz all the time. Could never understand. And I love the fact of being close to everything. You know, you're right down the street from the movie theater, because the movie theater used to be downtown. Arcade used to be on Walnut Street. Go right downtown to over to Penn's Landing and see the beautiful boats. You're just right there in the middle of all of it. Why would you not want to be down here? And then realized that later on in time, I hated to be downtown. The noise, the pollution, the people screaming and yelling, and constant car noise and systems blasting. And oh my goodness, every time you walk out the door, it's always freaking something. Yeah. That's why you go to the suburbs. Because when I went to the suburbs and I was chilling with him, go out in the backyard, sit down by his pool, and you wouldn't hear nothing but crickets, little kids playing in the background, and that was it. It was quiet as quiet can be. And I understood. He said, now you see why I don't like living in the city? I said, I got you now. When I was much older, I could see it. Look, they even get the snow. My goodness. I'd be bombing it down the hill every day. There's snowmobiles, so much stuff you can do in the snow. I don't ski, but I do snowboard a little bit. Not a professional, a little bit. Enough to turn the corner and not break my neck. Man, look at that. That's got to be absolutely beautiful. See, that's what I'm talking about. I think some people look at it, they see the snowy mountainsides, and they look at this as, oh my goodness, I couldn't do out there. The isolation would kill me. But other people look at this and go, oh my goodness, I would love to be out there. I would love the isolation. What's the word for it called? Some people can't take it. It's called, what's the word for it? It's the name where you have to be in total isolation all the time. Some people can't do it. I can do it. I did 4 years of it. I can easily do, I forgot the name for it. But I can't think of the name for it. I can't do it right. It's the same thing like isolation. Some people can't take it because they kind of have to be around people all the time. But yeah, I would love to be in there like that. That quiet? Nobody around me at all whatsoever? Oh, I freaking love that. I don't know if that looks creepy and whatever's going on with that. Don't want to know.
Hey, Cracker Barrel cheese. Tonight's the night. And
Solitude.
boy, you are
Is it
going
solitude?
to shine.
There is solitude.
Rich and smooth.
But some people can't do it. They'll
That's
drive them crazy.
Impressive. Cracker Barrel cheese. Impressive every time.
I like isolation. Isolation's beautiful. I build stuff. That's why. For me, to be in isolation, yeah, give me a whole garage full of power tools. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. That's all I need. Garage full of power tools, and that's it. And a stack of lumber. I'll be out there building all kinds of stuff. That's all I need. I'm good. I'm loving this cardboard screen, people. I'm loving the cardboard screen. All right, so I got to go because I know you've been here watching this. I'm just loving the cardboard screen. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's a pretty cool bridge. I've seen people when they do that bush camping, and they would set up camp right next to a brook. You know how loud a brook is? Brooks are super, super loud. I guess what are each one? Some people just put them to sleep. Oh, with this puppies, 12 hours. I'm loving this cardboard screen, people. I'm loving it. I gotta go. My cookies are gonna be here in a few minutes. I ordered some Chip Ahoy's. Hopefully it's a normal size box. Because usually when I've been buying stuff on Amazon, it's been coming in these big boxes like, what the freak is this? Like the freaking 20 pounds of Tootsie Roll incident. Oh, that was something right there. I'm picking up the bag and like, I didn't order a hoodie. It was 20 pounds of Tootsie Rolls. I didn't even read it correctly. I just saw Tootsie Rolls and clicked and hit the shopping cart and paid for it. And it was 20 pounds of it. I had to give that stuff away. There is no way in the world I'm eating 20 pounds of Tootsie Rolls. I'm not even a big Tootsie Roll fan to begin with. All right, and some fun on our... Oh, look at that. Isn't it? I love this screen so much. It's cardboard! Cardboard projection screen. I'm plugging our stuff here. Hope you enjoyed the lengthy log demonstration, because yes, it was lengthy. I try to make them shorter. I do try. Right? You know, I think my brain just I don't know how my brain works. It just sparks off. I'll talk here, talk about this, talk about that, and then boom. Then I kind of like, God gracious, can you really? You were on there that long? Like, can't you just do? That's why I like doing the whole, whatchamacallit, the slideshows with the music and stuff, because if I start talking, I never get off this machine. I'll be on here talking forever about everything. And it's interesting because I never do this when I'm on site. I'll just come up there and go like okay, this is the screen, it's the projector, you know, I'm gonna show some color levels, and that's it. It's projector reason right there, and that's basically about it. Amazing energy. Put the white surface up there, shows doesn't match a white screen because that's usually what we go against. And then I just show little odds and ends, and then I just put a video and I just walk out the door. And walk around the area, just see what's going on out there. Because, you know, I've been in there 1,000 times doing this and walk out and see something else. Actually, I walked over into this store. They do fish for aquariums and stuff. And I walked over into just a business over there. Because I might as well. We got that ad tech technology, so might as well visit a couple of stores and pass out some business cards, right? Because I'll go in there and I'll show them the video, the fish that we just did next door, and they'll go, got any business cards? And yeah, got a couple of business cards, and we're good. All right. I guess that's it for me today. I'm going to start working on our hologram paint. So we're going to build some really crazy stuff with that. We got to go way outside the box. I mean, literally way outside the box. So we got to do some shopping for some everyday crazy stuff that we're going to convert into this huge, massive, abstract screen display. And we're going to turn each individual item, we're going to bring it to life. It's going to be all black. And we're going to bring all that black to life right on camera. It's going to be freaking fun. All right, got to go. Thank you all, and God bless. Oh, and of course, we thank our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would exist.